Just saying.
Oh, maybe back a bit.
You're going jumpy.
It's all good. It's all part of it. Oh, maybe it's switch it down. Just too much, mate.
Too much?
Too powerful.
Yeah, why are you so jumpy?
Sometimes it's just too powerful. Here we go.
Oh, you're doing things.
I was just tweaking. I tried a different camera. Yeah, I'm always tweaking.
Tweaking.
Fucking
hackers. I love it.
Bloody hackers. Yeah, always.
Got to be a hacker. Hack the
Do our
planet.
best. All right, there we go. That's gone. I can turn that off. Right, you gonna do it? There we go. Off.
I'll bring this up though.
That's good.
I'll bring up my code base.
Don't. I think we're good.
It's
It's the season 8, episode 4. Live and direct. We've been upgraded. We're no longer in your mum's attic. Okay, we have been moved now to the back shed. We made it from basement to the attic, and then we've now been upgraded to the outside shed.
We're in the outside shed, not the garage.
Outside shed, not the garage. Outside shed.
Small shed.
Garage is still another step up. So
that would be another step.
That's all we can achieve for. That's all we can hope to achieve for is the garage. But welcome again. Another, Saturday night madness.
Saturday night madness indeed.
I've lit my room a bit better, just hopefully do. That's why I might be a little bit jittery.
Because
I'm a bit better lit. So there's that.
You're better lit, so you're more jittery.
I'm better lit and I'm more jittery. Yeah, isn't it amazing? It's because it sees my face a bit better now. So like when I lean forward, it does the leaning forward and moves my head appropriately.
Oh yeah, look. But I'm surprised.
So their media pipe development on the Anime's desktop is
they're improving.
It's improving, and like the hands are good. The finger tracking's good. They've got a development for the pose tracking next coming up in probably the next version that they release.
Yeah, I'm pretty. Once I get the IK thing plugged in, so the bone lengths, my fingers will be about as good as those. Definitely.
Yeah. I'm going to go auto mode. Just pull the.
Okay, try and make a normal a gesture. Like try and go do a thumbs up, for example.
All right, thumbs up. Left hand. There you go. Does a bit of a wrist twist, but you know what I mean.
So in MediaPipe, there's actually a whole collection of gestures, and so
so that you don't do.
It doesn't do that. It actually is a full. It just does a full thumbs up properly.
Twisting my wrist off. That's it. Auto jacker. Whoa. There you go. I started getting all. I'm okay. That's right.
Yeah.
All right. We can do it together.
We can do it together. It's our own special kind of fent now. We're actually starting to make our own fentanyl. We've been relying on other people's fentanyl, and now.
No. We can do our own. We can do our own fentanyl. We can do our own spiritual fentanyl.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Yeah. Others fent not required. Oh man, making the catch-up concert stuff.
Just do some catch-up concert conversation. Yeah.
So funny. Like taking the, because I was just basically grabbing huge sections of text that was sort of relevant to one subject and then just forcing it down a special AI's throat and letting it gurge out a song from it. So I think it did pretty well. I was thumbs-upping a lot of their work, the work that was being produced, because I thought it was good value. And then the Sonos representations were just spot on. Like it's getting better. That music that it pumps out is getting way better. Like improving just every time they make it song. Just got that, unique little lick to it, and it's just on point. It's like it's getting to that point now, Si, that I'm starting to think when I listen to it, right? Yeah. That it's I'm hearing the music on the radio. Like I'm getting a bit freaked out.
You're starting to
not mega
see through the matrix.
Yeah.
Music.
The audio matrix.
The audio matrix. Yeah. I get you. Where you can start.
Maybe AI has been building this music a lot longer than we think. You know what I mean? Like.
Well, what that indicates is what Bill Drummond and Jim Cordy taught us.
Hey, that's right.
It's not that the AI's been making it for a long time. It's that we've known how to make it for a long time.
How to get the most out of the what's necessary.
While it is very significant situation for artists, it also speaks to that reality. It's like, well, if it wasn't so like formulaic and banal,
then if it wasn't so banal, that's right. Yeah, you had creativity. Yeah, true.
And it's really insulting. But what I mean by that isn't necessarily that you as whoever you are as a musician can't
to get the hit song. So that's what you've got to do to go through the grinder. Get the hit song, and then you make your own music.
It's not related to the creativity of the artist. It's related to the requirement of the market.
Yes, correct. So,
and that requirement of the market predated like where we were super controlling markets. Like the market that came.
It was just a rhythm.
The way it wanted it.
Got to sell it.
And
the dancing girls doing that swaying in the wind.
I think it is very surprising. I mean that nature of songs and what basically it's just around the fire and it's like it's picking the food song. It's like
picking the food. Who was the greatest warrior? Playing out the little the adventure with the killing and the rest of the tribe tell the story of the death and
the maid and the hero, the love, the lost love.
Oh, of course. And then finally the feast and then the fucking,
they didn't usually do the songs about the fucking so much. I think the fucking songs.
No, they did, because they did the rituals for the, the hooking up, the becoming the, the ones together. That was always in music, the desire for the, the hooking, and the getting the same music and stuff, the rhythm, seeing the rhythm, understanding the rhythm, knowing which one fits you. Pretty basic stuff, And again, that's always been the formula.
It has been. It has been. And so yeah, I introduced the cheap music to my mother last night.
Oh, okay.
Mother unit was
well, you know, I'm happy that you're
it's interesting.
sharing the,
So to
sharing
not
the
dox a
music of
person,
them. Yeah.
so I never call my mother mother, but I always call them by their own name.
By their name. Well, you're old enough now. You're not a child.
Well,
so
I do.
you get that right. You get that
well,
right.
I don't. No. That would be the normal thing. Like you think that you have the right to do that, but like it was foisted upon. Like whether I wished to or not, even as a teenager, my mother was like, you know, fucking call me by my name.
No, I didn't get that. I didn't get that right until I was like of age, and then I got to be able to call my mother the first name and my father the first name. But you know, they looked at me, and I normally only said it when I was scolding or something, scolding in older age, for adjustment.
So now on stream she gets to be called mother, where in person never. I wouldn't, but to not dox.
No. Well, that's why we always say mutter and fata. You know what I mean? Like we just say the word mutter and fata. We don't say the name. Yeah.
But I introduced and I did showed the songs that one was not premature ejection.
Oh yeah, the Bezos
the Perry
Bezos Blue Origin Bingalatus
something.
Yeah. Man, there's so many memes going. But yes, continue.
So so that was she like, and then she's like, oh, what's this one here? And it's like, oh, that was it was the contract.
Oh yeah.
And so that
was
that one.
Is that the one? Just Business Mate?
No,
Jehovah. Oh, the other one, Cosmic Jehovah's Club. Yeah, the Cosmic Contract. Yeah,
Cosmic Contract. And she loved it and got it. Like I was discussing to her about like the function of like what we were doing, like and the idea of what you were saying, like about it, and how it's
compression of ideas into a song.
That's it. And in fact, what I did
through the grinder. Through the grinder comes out the gold.
For the Cosmic Contract, I actually because I sent her the transcript.
Oh yes.
And I said, here's the actual transcript, and she was reading. So what's this? And she's like, oh, I see what you mean. This is the thing that was the song. I'm like, yes. She says, I like the song much better than reading this, and I'm like, exactly.
Yeah, true. True.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like
but still, it hooks you in, and that's what music does. You don't even have to listen to the lyrics. It just can be the song that's giving you the groove. Just hits that right spot, and that's what the ability of AI just to randomize that so much the way it can.
They have to make a lot of noise.
I tried to do some AMSR, and it sounded like it ended up coming out as like a cowboy song, so it was pretty funny. Yeah, it was one of the ones that just dropped on.
It would be able to do AMSR.
It's supposed to be AMSR, and it came out like a cowboy song. It was like, and I was like, how are these even AMSR? And I was like, anyway,
how would that
it was worth a check, see if they could do it.
How would Suno make ASMR? It doesn't make any sense. Like it's designed for lyrics.
Yes, correct. That's right. Yeah, mate. Well, you can do instrumental.
You can do instrumental. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. But I should just do some instrumental stuff.
Oh right. Could actually have a background, like rolling background track. Well, that would actually we could. We'll have to get masses of noise.
Wait, hello. This is Orion and Cyber's home improvement show.
Yes,
that's it, mate. Yeah, it's always about home improvement.
Just testing the Dyson, stick wand. Actually, one of the issues with the stick wand, it's okay. I wouldn't actually. I wouldn't totally recommend it.
Not totally recommended. No. Yeah.
Whoop, sorry.
Would you endorse for money? Would you like do an ad?
Yeah.
If necessary, would you take money from Dyson if they said, "Oh, can you do an ad for us?"
It needs to have a corners attachment.
They need to listen to you, but get improvement, and then maybe get the improved model.
Yeah, it needs a corners attachment.
And
it's all well and good to be able to vacuum stuff on the floor.
Yes, hearing your corner attachment.
Like, can we just like what the?
Just what the fuck, man? Seriously.
All well and good.
Everything's rounded. It's not getting into the corner no more.
Useless. And so all the corners of.
That's where I got those old ones where they had the little spinning brush on the side. Like it hit the corner.
Yeah, right.
Because the little brush spun around and got all the shit out of the corner. All right. Now, why did they take that away? That little spinny wheel thing, which brush the shit out of the corners.
I mean, that wasn't on all. That was a pretty specialized.
No, but still, as far as vacuuming technology, it seems a bit silly to get rid of. I don't know.
No idea.
Just a thought. I mean, those little what are they? The Roombas. So they have little spinning things on them, don't they? Get the corner. Yeah, of course they've got to get they're round.
They're round.
They're round. Well, you've got to have a little spinning thing to get the dust out of the corner.
I didn't realize that.
You have a look at them. Look them up on your computer. Seriously, they're going to have a little dust thing where they get in the corner. They're fucking round. All right, how are they going to get the corner? Get the little spinner in there. That's it.
I just realized one thing with the model, right? So I'm going to hold my hands up, sort of thing. Put it together.
I'm looking. I'm waiting for the
Why is it backwards? I'll have to figure that out. It looks like I'm waving my hands. So what was I going to do?
You're going to tweak it a bit or something.
No,
tweak your nipples. No, hang on.
See how my hands are moving across my body?
Yeah.
And now see how my hands are moving across the other way?
Yeah.
And going there. And now if I come back to here.
Yeah. Like they're doing this funny rotation thing. Yeah.
Well, that's because what I've realized, because I'm moving in frame, because I'm walking around. Yeah. But as I'm walking around, the
hand's still trying to grab. Yeah.
It's still mapping me.
And on the one with animes, there's like a tolerance to drop.
Yeah.
When it loses contact with the object or the thing to grab onto, it doesn't continue trying to grab.
No, like this. So I've got that happening now.
Goes back to natural position.
Yeah, I don't have the natural position reset though. That's my next. I've realized I want that.
You need like a moving pose.
Rest pose.
That's right, rest pose.
Yeah. Well, it's a secondary rest pose.
Default. Yeah. Default rest pose. Yeah.
Because the rest pose is the T.
Yeah.
So the resting.
Resting animated pose because it's what it's sort of just doing a little like mine does. know, as I'm talking, if I say nothing, it's still. But if I start talking, the little head wobbles a little bit, and you know, it does all that other function. So you'll see if I don't say anything, my head doesn't wobble as much. And you know, if I actually when as soon as I'm hooked up with the camera, it automatically, you know, head does the full track movement of my face and hands again.
Yeah, it's good. So at the moment, because I don't have the inverse kinematic thing running, etc., the depth of the things is a little
out on it.
Yeah, it's a sort of thin depth
because I've got that
isn't
panel
very
on the one I cheat with, and I can adjust the forward and backwards, you know, positioning and
I just haven't bothered to move the shoulders yet in the real world. I can do that.
Matter of turning on, of course.
Yeah, I've just got to add those. But I mean, there's no point getting more things working when I haven't got the current thing working. Like, you know, it's got to be, the arm's got to be like super smooth, cool armature, and then I'll do something else.
Move on to the next section.
There's no need to be like, you know, like get carried away. Like, look at everything being really bad.
Do not end up in endless tweaking loop.
Yeah, and then you've just got like hundreds of bits of code that you don't know what's going on. Just all trying to
what the hell did I put all this in there?
Yeah. Like that right now, even though this is not crashing.
No, I know, and it's
so
from humble beginnings, but like we keep talking about, you know.
So the way I'm running this at the moment,
putting down the
is that if any piece of the model, any point on the model disappears, it holds the last position of that landmark.
Yeah. So
at the moment,
basically keeps it static.
Yeah. So it'll just fill it, but it doesn't fill in the whole model. It fills in only each point. So each point that disappears, it'll just get if it does, which means that and that's the beginning of that. Once I've got everything else working, I actually want to work on that and build a predictive system. That
starts to get a bit more fluid.
Because it's like making assumptions. It figures where it's going to go next. It's going
take
next.
away the jumpiness, really. You know,
it's all about that.
Yeah.
Well,
removing jumpy.
Yep. And jumpy. Removing jumpy.
I know it. Removing jumpy. That's it. Making jumpy exit the building quickly. Is a good part of, you know, a good capture.
So I do want to put in the things I could add tonight. One would be like a calibration. Like I'm halfway through the calibrator to get the arm lengths that should give me a fairly decent repair on my inverse kinematic system.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. Like, I mean, inadvertently, to make a good system, you end up building the model, like you end up building the animation system in your own software, because if you're just passing over these like fully noisy random points to Blender, you've got a lot of work to do.
It's not going to be that tolerant to you.
No, it's going to be a mess.
Puppeteering. You know,
so basically, you've got to send over a really good puppet. Like, it's got to be already totally set. Like, and you're just sending purely perfect information to Blender.
Yeah. The smooth transition between one point and another. That's right.
Exactly as you wish it to be. It's been a real journey. I'm having a good time. And I'm not doing... What I'm doing is I'm actually, instead of like, I'm not going out there going, oh, how do people do this?
Yeah.
What I'm doing is I'm using my existing knowledge in animation and a whole bunch of and engineering, sort of not engineering, just the understandings of
you're going to build a better body. You got to know how it works, all right?
Yeah, it's not the first time I've tried to move a human body on a computer, you know, or tried to move anything on a computer. It's like, the world I'm operating in here is not foreign.
This is purely new, and we're getting into it in the way that we used to know, and translating into the way we do.
None of the concepts that I'm using here. So I didn't, and so even the inverse kinematic system, like I sort of have specified how for it to be built. And then I'm like going through that and changing the functionality. There'll be more, and it kind of suits like good development in this way, because it's like you can kind of gradually improve each function. It's like you go back to that thing, and then you go, right, now we're going to implement these things to it. I go back. So now that's all working. So now we're going to like take this piece of it and fuck it up, and then proceed
the code rage blues,
and then to unfuck it to the point where it works really well, and you're like, oh, that was worth it. But I think
it's all right.
I think predictive systems are going to be fun, and and I mean, what I actually think is that, and you know, look, I'm very so preliminary. I've got nothing to speak of it except for just the idea of it, and I can see already where I want to, but I'm not ready. It's not like it's not ready, you know. Where I send through the armature to an AI, and I actually get the AI and one that I train, you know. So you sort of like you can build up ones that are like basically building up our own one that knows how to.
Because I've been looking at the media pipe system, and like it is like an amazing tool for people who don't have VR and just have a camera, right?
Yeah, you can do, but having a combination,
and then the back end does even more.
And we can make our own whole models.
I know.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I'm thinking is like how
run it in media pipe with the background being the chroma keyed color, and be able to move around and scale while you're moving and all that kind of crap. That'd be cool.
Like walking around
inside media pipe, which is just like a surrounded, you know, you're just surrounded by like a ball of chroma key color.
Oh, totally.
So you can just move around and look, and camera can fly out and fly in, and you can get bigger and smaller, or walk away from the camera and walk back and do all these things. But it's just I think Chroma Studio. That's it.
Well, I think for myself, like, I mean, with the software we're writing right now, potentially even before the head, I'll have the body walking around,
doing the animations and that, yeah,
moving around. Like I can move if I could map. I can already get the torso and the legs, like this, and I'll build.
Yeah, and then that's right, because what they Animaze is using is just basically the face and the hands. They're not doing the shoulders yet, but that pose thing will be next. And then,
it's actually, I think I don't know if it is easier.
Body, like the spine and then the feet.
Yeah, no, totally.
Legs and feet. Yeah, and so the camera will be doing the whole thing.
And I haven't, anyways, but I think it's interesting how and I think that, to me, it's kind of more sensible to start tracking the body, the movement of the body, than it is to try and correct for the human moving around the room and you trying to keep it straight, which isn't too hard. Basically, you just take the arms and you just remove I know what they're doing. Like, it's not hard to work out. Like, they're just. And
with things like that, like if you had to separate it, you'd do the little mount thing with the iPhone or the Android, for your face mapping, and then and then just have the camera do the body without the face.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
The body.
We won't do that to start with, but then we got to move around the room some and talk.
But I saw a Quest 3 for $900 dues
with more things than itself, because they're cheaper than that.
Yeah, I know. So it's like looking at it going,
Oh, really?
It was a trade-in. It wasn't like online or a special. No, it was trade-in.
Trade-in
prices.
Are they $800? I thought, are they?
Something like that, yeah.
I thought so.
A base model.
I mean, it'd have to be pretty mega to be $900.
Oh, AI in trouble in the news.
From which one? Which bit of trouble?
Well, the character AI specifically.
Yes.
Yeah, newsworthy.
Yeah, look, so let's not be too...
No, I'm not going to be disrespectful about it, but yes.
Let's talk about it then. Let's go there.
We'll go there. We'll go there, but we won't be disrespectful. But didn't Mummy tell you not to trust everything online, or Daddy,
No, it doesn't, no, they didn't. You can't. I'm sorry.
You should be.
I know, but it's like...
That should be instructed.
Here's the thing.
Some of the things you're going to hear from AI are not going to be true, and they're going to be really, really nasty. So don't believe it sometimes,
Well, I mean, you'd have to be a pretty advanced parent to be interacting with your child, like to know...
Well, you have to be sometimes,
Like, most parents are not at that level of being able to really... I'm sorry, I'd like to think that they are, but they're not.
Let's not be irresponsible about this.
Yeah.
Have to be grown-ups and say, listen, be cautious. There's things that can lead you astray. And if you want real advice, come and talk to us, because we're the people, all right? We're the humans in the end. And even then, we're not the friends on the other end of the globe or the realm, okay?
Yeah.
We're the people here local to you, we're your family. Best ask us. We'll give you the best advice
that's all
we
well
can.
And good.
Yeah.
But you're not there at 2 o'clock in the morning.
No, I know. And that's the problem. How have we gotten to this position in our lives where the 2 o'clock in the morning conversation needs to be had when you should be sleeping?
Well, it's any o'clock, really, isn't it? I mean, it's not even a time question, my friend. It's like, look, I hear what you're saying. It's like also at the same time, they're literally you've got 9-year-olds, like easily 9 at schools and stuff.
Cool. I know what you're saying.
Inside, like Microsoft Teams.
Yes.
Like using Minecraft as part of like their school environment as 10, 9, and access to so they're sitting there with their friends, and their friends go home, and they're sitting there on a chat line, and then their friend who you have no control over, right?
Yeah.
And their friend's brother, who's 17.
Yes.
Yeah. Has shown the 11-year-old or whatever, have you seen porn? You know what I mean?
Yeah. First exposure.
Have you seen porn? Right. And then and they're like, whoa,
What is that?
And then on the chat line, in a sort of, and you can look at this in a number of ways. And one of these ways would be like where the person's kind of like a bit freaked out and trying to share with the only people they feel safe to share with, which is their friends. As opposed to, that guy spread all the bad things. He's a bad kid. Maybe he was a bit of a traumatized kid seeing the weird shit. And then it was like, who do I tell that I saw this? Oh, mates. Oh, guess what I saw?
Don't be.
Guess what I saw? Well,
ask questions. That's how I look at it.
Well, and they, and then next minute, you've like a complete alternate vector. Someone's been sent, Phil.
Yeah.
And then they're like, what the? And then you've said the thing, like you've given the instructions and like a good, upbringing or whatever, digital upbringing, maybe you're actually clever enough, electronic cleverness and like understanding all this stuff that you
to say, hey, warning.
Yeah, that you're able to do that. Most parents are not, right? So let's say you are. And then what's going to happen is that still is going to overpower, and they're going to want to do it. And you go to the front page and you start the clickety-click. And we'll move away from porn. It doesn't have to be about that. But it's just an easy example that people understand. I'm using the porn thing as opposed to an AI thing because people understand that that's a pathway in the porn story. And it's already out of your control. You thought you had control. You've got all these various things. And then, and it's like, oh no, but we've got filters at home. So your child is literally at school and then the person on their phone, which you have no control over.
Yes, is sending them the links.
Oh, it shows them the thing on their phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, check this. That's right.
Like, so you have no control, right? The vectors that your child, if you want to, we want to put this under
attack. That's right. Like
You know, like if we want to see this,
24/7. That's it.
fucking 24/7. How many times in your day, the average day of a 1980s kid, 1990s kid, even
I had interactions at school, and maybe with friends after school.
Everywhere they went, it's fucking.
When I went to bed, I wasn't being pinged,
no,
incessantly at 2:00 in the morning or whatever.
Yeah, come do a dungeon raid. Exactly. We really need you.
Come on.
Got these 5 friends, like they're all around different time zones.
Sending you all these pictures that young girls have sent them.
And these kind of vicarious vectors where you don't even mean to, and it's like you're just there with them, and they're the same kinds of experiences that we had. Like you went to the park with your friend. Like I don't anything weird here. You go to the park with your mate. It was all normal, but you didn't know that he was catching up with this other mate of his there. And then the other mate there,
book, the magazine or whatever.
Well, maybe it's but it could be about anything. It could be like alcohol. He could just be a bad person. Yeah, and you just end up hooked up with the wrong people. But your friend was good, and your mum knew that guy's. But then you went to the park, and he knew another guy from school.
And suddenly you are connected to weren't talked about suddenly turned up with the things. Yeah, that's right.
We can have a lot of we can point at like a parents of this person who interact with
No. And some of it is purely coincidental. That's right. I don't know
what control. I don't know what you can say. Like to imagine. Like this is going to sound trippy, but imagine you've got your child, and they're like, and they're online talking to some guy or a girl. Like just make it a real person, not an AI, and see how far the person got suckered in and what happened to them.
Yeah, easy enough to do. Like I played with these toys, and I know how alluring they can be.
Yeah, but the AI or not like a real person. This is not our children are not susceptible to it because it's AI. They were susceptible to it prior to AI. Like you could have like a person online,
all sorts of creeps and shit trying to
do the whole come and play Nintendo with me back at my place. Like the old girl in the funny meme with the girl and the thing, and she's like they're trying to say don't go to strangers, and then they show like the
here's a Nintendo, start playing Hello Hot Dog.
But anyway, then you take that to being an AI as well. I mean, but the AI is not a real, but neither's the Nigerian prince.
No, exactly.
And they're not. It's not really
still gammed a lot of people.
Yeah, but it's still real.
Grandmas out there that thought they were going to get married.
Yeah, there are. And for 14, 15-year-old, like in that teen thing, there's all manner of like versions of that are like available through. And like it's not to make everything horrifying out there because these are really important environments and creative places. But also, but kids have to navigate. Like if you've got a 15-year-old kid today, to be honest, somehow, right? And I don't mean because they're today or anything, because any kid's not going to tell you what's really going on.
The same thing applied in the 1970s. Trying to get a 15-year-old kid to be honest about anything is like
in any era. They're just going to want to have their own private life. It's like I'm building my own story here. Stop trying to interfere.
Quit stupid. Fuck off. Yeah, that's right.
They would be talking to you about the environments they're in. Like even if it's like playing Animal Crossing or whatever, that there'd be some like, oh yeah, that dude was a bit creepy. You know what I mean? Like they're navigating through all these places, full like Creepville and all sorts of shit.
Full of rock spiders as they call it.
I think that like and that's a kind of weird savvy. Like
they won't just let kids be kids. That's the creeps. Yeah, doesn't matter which sex you are. Yeah.
Well, in this case, and then what it is a skill to me. Like I didn't get the opportunity to fully like teach it. I'm not saying that meant it was good or bad as an outcome or whatever, but for the kids that it would be discernment.
Yes,
this is a bad situation.
Anything's questionable.
Anything's questionable.
Ask someone else. Yeah. Different perspective.
Doesn't matter who the name, the thing, anything. Have discernment. Always apply.
Something doesn't seem right. Ask someone else what do you think about this, and they'll probably go, that's not right. They'll agree with you.
And even within discernment, one can go into depression for other reasons, etc., and then end up like using as a crutch to survive in the mental experience of surviving.
Don't blame yourself for someone else's shitty behaviour. So that's probably a good rule to keep. Don't blame yourself.
But that's a certain strength. There's a requirement for strength for that. But if you're already feeling like a little alone and whatever, then you're on the internet going, banana. The internet's like when people go to India. I've never been to India.
It loves you manamanaring. It just trolls looking for manamanaring.
Because it latches. Because there's a thing there, and it's like in India. People say they go there. I've heard, I've asked people, what's it like? And it's like whatever you bring with you, whatever you want to. If you're scared of people touching you, they'll be touching you. If you're like,
everything, all those figures will be manifest.
Everything's manifest, and the internet is India, like in your room,
10,000%,
10,000% in every version, like probing into every secret place that you've never even speak. You're unlikely to go to India,
regardless of what media device you pick up to use. Something will be dinging.
You got like it's so and right like I'll talk about that later. The algo is so responsive.
It's me, Malario.
Yeah, it's so responsive.
Yeah, true.
I might do a crack. Where are we up to?
I'm on second. I'm on the official sponsor as usual. The improvised Apple.
I got a fella.
It's so cheap. That's what I can't. When I'm doing a cheap, it has to be cheap. So when it's expensive cheap, Well, then I'll have a nice,
Did you like
foreign whiskey or something?
Surely in your prompts you've been a little bit, male biased and kind of written it, or is it not? You just literally were like high tech, chic, office.
High tech, sex and rockets, baby.
No, did
Come
you?
on, man.
Say,
I didn't say anything about sexy robots and women dressed in that. All I said was high tech, chic.
Yeah.
It's
wild.
sexy.
It's wild, but I think
smile, big smiles, and Cyberpunk 2040 office environment. I think it's great, man. I think it's freaking great. Like, it's wild. It's like I've got my casuals on and I'm at an office party.
Wow.
Yeah. Cute chicks peering over my shoulder and stuff. What more can a man ask? Very happy. Much smiles.
Very happy, much smiling.
What do they call it? Hang on, I'll look at animation. It'd be thumbs up.
Yeah, wow. I fucking. It's actually. If you look at what I've got going down here, it's stable, man. Well, what's happening now is I'm actually getting time to practice.
Yeah.
Animating, like moving.
How to move your hands to get the right outcome.
Because that's not something people realize as a VTuber. Like, you think that they just got you move normally, but you sort of don't. Like in some of the software, I'd often, like, even when I've looked my best, like I'm actually moving at a different speed.
If you look at the preview, which I get on through animes, right? I get a preview of where the hands and that are, like, and the full map of the face.
That's what I want to do. So
they show you the mesh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do.
It's not.
And
it's on your camera face. So then,
like, if I move like this, like, see what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
But it's pretty accurate. But I'm moving quite slowly.
Yeah, to get that result.
And then if I start speeding up, it starts losing. Like,
it loses the tracking value, and then
And you can see that I must be moving my hand.
Yeah.
But
gets the jumpies. Yeah.
So what I want to, well, also because of course I've got smoothing algorithms and everything running. So if I then start making jumpy motions, it's like designed to knock that shit out.
Yeah.
Which is why I want to build a predictor in where, so if you did start doing that, the first 2 or 3 motions, it wouldn't pick it up, but then it would. It'd learn that it'd be like, oh, right, we're doing shaky moves now.
Yes, that's right. Pick up
and
the shaky moves.
It would be like, oh, that's within range.
Hang on.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then if you stop
size having an embolism, adjust for embolism.
And so you can have the model change its responsiveness based on what you're doing, so then that it can then it can make a guess that it can go, oh, well, this is what's going down. So I can make the model slow, and so you can go move slowly and smoothly, and then like fast, and so it kind of gets a predictor going. I want to get it at 60 frames a second too. I think that having it only at 30 frames a second is it's half the data. I need to double the data.
Double the data.
Yeah, I think I know how to do it. My camera can do it.
We will get 3D eventually. Si's working hard on it, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I think the thing here is I need to say this. I need to go 1920 1080 because I have a weird suspicion for some reason that the camera actually does 1920 1080 at 60. Like, if you start messing with it, then it has other. Like cameras don't actually have like a whole bunch of resolutions. They've got a native resolution, and everything else is a processed resolution.
Yeah.
And so I think the native resolution of this is 1920 1080 at 60. Let's save that, and I'll just quit. I've lost control of myself. So this is it. So like, this is actually me. I've quit the software.
Yeah.
And so
it's locked you, which is good, giving you the lock.
Let's see if this works at all.
Oh, Animaze is doing something weird.
Hey, that is actually smoother, isn't it?
I'm going to have to do a drop. So
is that smoother?
Where's my special effect? Number 2. This one, special effect.
It's pretty good. Look at my hands going out in front.
I know, man. You're doing it well. I'm going to have to restart Animaze. It's just freaking out.
You wait till I have this in an IK model. You're going to have an entire armature designed.
I should have like a temporary friend.
Special animation techniques.
Someone I can pop up.
Oh, it gives me I've actually got quivers. I've got little tiny quivers of joy.
Quivering.
Like, just happy. Like, just, it's like so, like.
Happiness is a rare thing, so.
It is a fucking rare thing, man.
You just got to fucking latch onto that.
If I had to say, I need to just like move on with various, like, let's say just fuck all that crap off and just this is heaps fun.
Come up a bit.
Yeah, and this is where the inverse kinematics model will be really good because it'll be solving for the fingertips.
Yeah.
And so, like, the hands won't do that weird shit. They'll be. The hands will work really well, but then the arms will just, at the moment, that's literally how I'm moving. I'm not using any kind of an animation technique on that. That surprises me. I really do, getting out of Blender. Well, that's not fair to say to Blender, but when we go to, let's use Unreal. I've tried using Unity a number of times, and I've actually found Unity, the interface, is a bit of fun to use, but the programming interface, at the back, like the way you actually control.
Back end in that,
I've not ever found it like intuitive or pleasing. Like, it's like, I mean. Oh, maybe, but I'd like to try Unreal. I reckon. I think more than Unity. Well, yeah, I've tried Unity a few times. It's just time to try Unreal. But I think you know what? Okay, here's what I think. I think Unity doesn't try to. It actually does, and not in a bad way. It just does a lot. And I don't want to say it does too much in a 3D, but it does. Like, it was designed as a full 2D game platform, and it's designed for like a 3D game platform, and like, it's got so many. And if you're like a real master of it, then I'm sure that's good. Yeah. But if you're trying to like learn and cruise through it, it's a real shit because there's just so many things you don't need to use, and you can't not have them there. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah.
and you've got to use them all, and it's just too much. And it's like, okay, I just want to do a basic thing, you know. But
that has been disallowed.
And I think with Unreal that it was always designed.
Flexible.
No, it was just always
Well, it
designed
wants to make a game. We're going to be making a game. The set is going to be a game.
Basically making a game. Yes, life is a game, my friend. I literally do
something. And always debatable. I'm thankful that it's always debatable.
I've started doing speed runs. We've talked about that, and it's not like I've started just recently. Like I'm in it. Like today on the bus.
Yeah.
Like I was actually I'm just fully there, man. Just in the bus. I surf the bus.
The speed walk and the speed getting there.
Speed, man. And starting to actually just really
access the inner flash.
Getting braver, yeah. Just getting brave to just get more into a character of it. Just so it's fun. Just fucking do it.
Full exercise. That's what it is.
Oh, it's a massive exercise, and you do it to your side, like you're surfing, and the sides of your legs.
You can slip through, man. The slipping
some
through.
of those corners. And you have to be on it, like, you know,
when you see that wave of people come through, you want to get through that little slit.
Yeah, I don't want the driver having a problem, like getting, how did they fly through the front of the bus?
And stuff and make the noise.
No, how did they fly through the front of the bus when you stop suddenly? Oh, no, he was surfing and I was watching, it was pretty cool, and then he just flew, then it was an accident, and that's not me, I'm not flying through any freaking bus windows, bro, out of respect for the driver.
Yeah, true.
Let alone myself, but the driver, doesn't need to experience that.
Long run, you know.
Yeah. And so I'll always try and position myself.
Part of learning it is to, longevity, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't want to.
Promote longevity side.
I'm
the learning processes. If you want to learn more, you better be living.
I know what the driver's going to do.
You better be animated dirt.
Like I'm driving the bus. Like that's actually what I'm doing in my part. Well, one of my parts in my head is like driving the bus.
Squid's in control. I'm
squid mode.
Squid mode. Yeah, Squid's good. He's doing his job. Squid don't mind taking orders. No. He works independently too. So.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Thank goodness for Squid. Shit.
It's the sign Squid task. Yeah, gets upon it.
Off you go, Squid. Thanks, mate. Yeah, that's all I want. Just give me a task. That's what I'm here for. Squiddy diddly. The sailor squid.
So now I want to do is when the camera stream opens.
Pope, go on.
You want to talk about the Pope? It's very hard for me to have much to say.
We're very. I'm not a I hate your religion kind of person. Like I appreciate every religion.
A person,
as we've discussed before.
Dudes do. It's one of the ways of being. I think I might call it brain damage. It still is a way of being. It just is a way of being.
It is. And being the head of that, like we understand that.
I understand.
We also understand your loss. Okay. Yeah.
As the head of the thing, the head's lost. You mean, or what?
Well, I need to be replaced. Like it's an ongoing job.
You're talking about his loss though, himself. Like his loss, not.
No, he's not lost. He's doing big billies in heaven with the big JC mate.
I thought you were talking about his loss.
No.
They're
the ones.
Maybe he feels like he has lost though. Has had a loss. Who knows? Maybe he felt he had a lot more to achieve.
How would you be losing if you lived such a great life? You know.
Was it?
Would you be losing?
Is it? Okay, tell me the life of the current the recently departed. Like, okay, let's do a little eulogy type moment.
Well, apparently he was one of these people that expect the unexpected from him. Like he was, when you come in to kiss the ring, sometimes he pulls it away from you, and slaps your face. He was one of those kind of guys.
Okay, no, I like that kind of guy. I think that's a good guy. Well, I mean, there's a lot more to a good guy than just
very uncomfortably. He's happy to slap you. He's happy to slap your back.
You've got there's more to being a good guy than just that. That's
consider it penance. That's the way I look at it, mate. Get a bit rough. You get a bit rough and want to jostle the Pope. You're gonna get penance back, mate, right in the face. Don't always have to turn both cheeks, mate. As soon as they go but 1, 2, then you start slapping back. Returnsies. One good slapping deserves another. But yeah, there was the whole conspiracy thing going on with the Black Pope and blah 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 blah. Oh, mate,
you're the second person this week who's mentioned a Black Pope. What's all this about?
The usuals, that kind of,
Why is that a bad? Why is that a conspiracy? What does it mean? Like to me, when you say a Black Pope, I think you just mean
what is a Black Pope? I guess it'd be a person who's chosen themselves to be the Pope. It's some bloodline thing where when you want to be the Pope, you just say I'm the Pope.
Oh, it's not a person, a human being who is from like genetically over tens of thousands of years, sort of was in the area where sun was
possibly with the genetic pass down. I mean, which vein of the evolutionary strange you come from? I mean, I've always been a mud skipper, so I'm
is it black? Do you mean like a black Pope as in a melanin Pope?
Mate, there's all kinds of popes. There's all kinds of popes. No, but not in. No. A black role plays a black role, not a nice role. He's like the anti-Pope.
But didn't we have one of those recently? Didn't he? Was the evil guy who did things? Wasn't the evil Pope recently?
Yeah, possibly.
No, wasn't there? Like everyone thought he looked evil and he did evil things and he had a bad attitude.
The one that looked like Palpatine or whatever.
Yeah. Wasn't he like meant to be a bad Pope?
Looked like the Emperor out of Star Wars. Yeah,
that guy. Yeah, Palpatine. So I thought Palpatine was meant to be.
He came and he went, and the new guy come in and he seemed like a nice guy. And then they got this whole thing of the last Pope, like whatever that means. I don't even know. Half the time I listen to this conspiracy shit, and I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about?
I remember when John Paul II, was it JP2?
He was the people's Pope. That guy.
Apparently, yeah.
I'm not even a Catholic, and I thought that guy was really cool.
Oh, I just saw something. That's amazing.
What'd you see?
It's okay. It's a media pipe feature.
Yeah.
It's where it's estimating my hands going behind my head.
Bomb.
Wow,
Bomb.
that's so cool. I look forward to implementing that.
The gifts that keep on giving, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Truly, the gifts that keep on giving.
but people said after him that like I remember in that era, like people saying things around how there's only going to be like one more pope, and then like we're at the end.
How many times can they recycle that site? Seriously, how many times?
I don't know.
It's almost like the JW's doing on the end of the world. You know, come on, mate. When you've handed over everything you own because of the Lord of coming.
Yeah.
You know you can only do that once, twice, three times, and then people are not going to fucking listen to you anymore, are they? Come on.
Well, no, they're not.
They learn after a period of time that call bullshit. No,
listen.
if it looks like bullshit, and it smells like bullshit, and it tastes like bullshit, then it's probably bullshit, all right?
Probably. You think
More than likely, it's going to be bullshit, mate. Them some wise words. Okay. I don't know which wise man said it, but he was the first one to know what shit tastes like, all right? And it's that when you get that strong. Hang on. So he's moving in and out. Sorry.
Well, you've repositioned yourself.
I come back in hard. Hang on. Wait a second. I'm positioned badly. Wait, let me just. Goodness me, I didn't realize how out of whack I was. Just lift myself up a little bit.
Look there. Look, like this is cool, man. Like this is what it's going to be fun. We're going to move to a place where we're going to have a lot more of our body in screen.
Yeah.
I think
I need to get a bit more movement going because I'm looking a bit too static right now. So I'm just going to go simple idle.
a nice idle. Yeah, that's better. That's better.
There we go.
Yeah.
I looked like a robot there for a minute. It was like
it was
Automatron Orion. Automatron Orion.
So
Orion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to change head.
Building better religions. More understanding. Yeah. What is
purpose-
Unity site? What is Unity? I mean, other than a very interesting platform to work under, but in both the 3D field and in the human field.
You know what I knew more than you know what I know more about this week than the Pope dying?
What's that? Well, what has been the influencing motif this week for you, Sol?
Well, no, that's not what I mean. Like, this has definitely not been the influencing motif of my week. But in relation to that event, there's been was the Mr. Vance.
Oh, okay, JD.
Baby Vance.
Baby Vance, yeah.
Baby man.
JD, yeah.
The baby man, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Love him. You could just squeeze that little face, couldn't you? You just squeeze it. And just squeeze those cheeks. Make them so red.
I don't know.
Just pinch them until they're red as.
I want to, no. Well, no. I don't think I'm allowed to say that. I think if I said
Mate, I did a song about Jep and, Katie's adventures,
I don't know. I just don't know.
It's pretty wicked, man. I love it.
Well, yeah, but you weren't.
Put the pressure on. I don't want space.
I don't want to. Like, if the rest of my life can proceed forward without having to actually personally be so close to that person that I could squeeze their face. Like, so let's say my goal would be there.
You need distance.
I need a lot of distance.
You need some distance between the face squeezing position and
because if I was anywhere near the face squeezing position,
it wouldn't be squeezing.
Well, if I had to squeeze,
it wouldn't be his face.
I'd squeeze. Yeah. Like his
would you be like?
face, yeah.
Would you be like?
And
which part of his face? Like the lower
but
part?
if you want to get a good squeeze
the
on,
stalk that the face sits on. Like
if you want to get a good squeeze on, you want to
hit the stalk.
It's where your thumbs go.
Yeah, and when you pop a mushroom, you grab
you
pop a mushroom, you grab the stalk. Right? You squeeze that stalk.
I mean, I barely heard the unit speak, but the tiny bit, even his body moving is so disruptive to my existence that I would, I'd need to squeeze. I'd squeeze his little baby face with my thumbs in the appropriate position. And I've got good nails.
Pushing hard on the jugulars, that's right.
No, what? No, that's the neck. No, you want to squeeze that. I thought you wanted the head.
Oh, easy removal. But you just twist to the left and then to the right, and then it just detaches. Because those people give each other heads for Christmas, don't they?
I would cozy his cheeks, those cheeks you want to squeeze. You just get that little tapping on them.
Twist hard to the left and then detach.
I'd tap them in the palm.
Wave a new head.
So his cheek of his face would be in the palm of my, and I would just a little, so I just stun.
Nursemaid him, give him the green milk.
And then the thumb would just freaking grab him, or just say where the eye sockets are, and then just with one of the fingers, each one of the smaller fingers, just sort of nestled in,
pushing forward
around the ears, in. Yeah. So just go inside the ear, and then you just hold the person, just nurse their skull. Basically, what you realise is that a human body is a skull.
Mummy Stevens,
you get JD
straight in the mouth, the green milk.
You just give him a little shake there,
Jedi green milk, go for it, go hard on the green milk,
and say, be a good boy then. Be a good boy.
Mummy, Daddy loves you.
That's it. And then when it's like just like a little wobbling then you realise
the humming,
and then just a gentle slap on the face, and just go next time. So just be a good boy now. So I need to be. I would prefer to just be never interact with that person ever in my life.
It's a punishment followed by the pleasure. You know what I mean?
People call some people like a narcissist. Like a lot of people identify Trump as a narcissist. I'm not trying to question whether he is or not. It's just not what I'm talking about right now.
Are we here to process his personality? No, that's not our function.
Vance is a sycophant. He's a fucking sycophant. The thing is like some kind of demonic beast.
Dementor beast.
Yeah, it's like
trying to suck soul from you.
Yeah, it's
real careful with that boy.
grotesque. If it came near you, the stink would like linger.
Oh, you'd want to be eviling it, like get the cross on the forehead and just go the full repent.
And it would start speaking. It would just
Get repent
shit
mode,
that would come out. You'd want to
be like speaking in tongues from like years of blasphemy and evil ways.
It's grotesquerie. Yeah, it's just like that's my interpretation.
You didn't mind me adding all that extra imagery through it. I think it was important. Like when we do a seg and we get a good,
okay, this might sound disturbing to some people, but like if I had the misfortune,
I like that. That's
of
good.
being in a room with Trump, I would try and have a conversation with the unit.
Yeah,
like I would despair at him immediately. But if Mr. Vance was in the room, if I had actually had the terrible
misfortune, you've been signing a lot of stuff lately.
But if Vance had the misfortune of being in the room with me,
don't need no order.
I've got no time for that.
Auto signature. That's right. You just doing
I don't know anything
man.
about him, and I don't even need to. It's irrelevant. Like I can tell what he is, and it's crap. It's just disgusting.
It's business, mate.
It's
like
disgusting.
My special catch up. Just business, mate. Come on.
Well, I think I need to have a little bomb just to cleanse the palate on the unit.
I know. Time for a smash a burger. Smash a burger, all praise.
Like, I don't think you get it. Like I wouldn't because I thought like I'd get some wisdom from Trump or anything, but I feel like you'd have some like grotesque thing to say that would be interesting. That would be memorable if it was stupid.
Mate, the guy's been leader of the pre-American world for like twice, right?
That is not
survived
credibility.
Like
that is not
incredible litigation. Like that alone, you'd be like, who's on your side, mate?
Okay,
who is the dude?
Yeah, I would like to know.
That got the video of you, right? Yeah. Who is that dude? Because he's the real power broker in this room, right?
He totally is. Yeah.
And that's just, being realistic.
It is. I don't know. Yeah, no, he's like, Vance is just a clown. He's a fucking stupid cunt. I don't say I listen to
put on a little makeup.
Yeah, pretty much. The only interaction I've seen him have is a few memes around the Zelensky
I'm getting a lot of babyface stuff. Like that's what I'm saying.
The makeup commercials. I appreciate that. I don't mind. I like the makeup commercials.
I love the babyface meme. Yeah, they've been good. It's quite entertaining. Yeah.
Oh, so do you prefer the babyface to the makeup, or babyface plus makeup?
Well, it's got that whole, what is it, the Brazil feel. The Pink Floyd dude that, no, not Pink Floyd, the Monty Python art director dude, or the one that came up with all the animation shit.
How are you relating
his movie, the Brazil movie. It was very similar to the babyface.
Vince, you're relating Vince to such a classic
the doctor,
film. How is
the babyface, doing the operations, mate.
Oh, I see. It's disturbing.
Only way to fly.
It is, I suppose. Yeah.
Get your own wings.
Yeah, it is actually the only way to fly.
You've got to earn them, mate. You don't just get given them. All right? A life of being good sometimes requires you to switch on the not so good things to do good for the greater good. Is that what they say? With our Anzac Day that just gone by. Still enjoying the Anzac weekend, mate. Remember, lest we forget.
Oh, you got it. What? Anzac Day.
Let's be forgotten. Let's always be reminded. How about that? Best be reminded until they're gone, and then let's be remembered. And
our own children are still like the echoes of the Second World War.
I know.
We'd best not forget.
Fractured underpants.
We'd best not forget because if we don't want to reinforce that, it's fucked up.
Fractured underpants of the shell shock nation.
Well, you can imagine how in some of these places in the world where people hurt each other.
Oh, I know. The places where they, mine's better than yours. That place where the central focus point is mine's better than yours.
People in those places, if you start hurting people, they want to hurt. It's just the hurting continues.
Sorry, I've just got a black helicopter visitor. Checking. Part of the Logan special. Boys cruising through without lights. Just double checking. It's okay. Yeah, continue. Sorry.
That's good.
I feel secure when that happens. It gives me much security. They're keeping an eye out, mate.
Yeah, that's what you want, hey.
Mate, when I pay my taxes, right, I want to feel secure. Like if there ain't F-15s and helicopters circling constantly, then I get worried. I'm like, hey, why isn't this, what I'm paying for? You know how I feel secure, and that's with
it helps you feel secure when you have the
circling, just monitoring all those around, just making sure there's no underlying dangers.
There could be people around that are trying to hurt you.
Doing you a favour.
That's right. You want those. Well,
you want them to capture them, and then to
Have you experienced the drones? Have you had police drones?
I love the drones, man. The drones are the best. Yeah. Like the drones when they cruise in, they're looking at you, you're just waving, hello, little friend.
Alice Springs had nighttime police drones. They would be in the sky in the dark, droning, doing their thing.
Come in, give it a wave. You can hear it because you're not dead. It's quiet as fuck out there when there's nothing going on. So it's
also just the light in the thing, you can see it's like an infrared mode, just checking
on mode light that they forgot to put a bit of blue tack over just to disguise it.
I mean, what would be a reasonable response? Do you think to that would be really offensive, but also not actionable. Like should be actionable, but isn't actionable because they've invaded your
Brandishing
private.
buttocks?
No, I reckon like pulling it out, having a go, having a go.
Yeah, just like make a porno. Police porno.
That's right. As soon as that
Get a
thing comes up, you just
police
just
porno.
pull it out. So the person's just like, holy crap.
If they're going to arrest you, they'd have to use it in court. Like, there'd be the upgrade of you just jacking it.
They're invading my privacy.
Hey, maybe it's time to get a bit inappropriate. In the dark.
Wow.
Yeah. Not hurting anybody.
Yep.
Yeah. Just taking care of business. Thanks very much. Thanks for being my captive audience. Hey, we're in free space here. You know, you're flying around doing your thing. I'm going to be doing my thing too. Here it is. You want to watch me? Everybody in the station all just hovering around the CCTV, you know what I mean, watching the action unfold. You know, blow by blow events being called out by the sergeant. And he's going hard, and he's got a good grip. He's looking straight. He's dead-eyeing the camera. He's got conviction, boys. Who's putting the bets on? He's going to be a 2-minute noodle, or is he going to be a 5-minute special? Put your money down now.
They just get bored. Just keep going.
Like not good enough to film. Like total rejection. Flies off.
No,
and
10 minutes in.
Flies off. 10 minutes in. 100 million people on the stream. Like Alice Springs Cops Direct. You know what I mean? Like the OnlyFans. Dude just fully jacking it.
Well, that's what you do, right? So they're filming you. So then you start jacking off to them, filming you.
Yeah.
Or at them.
Yeah. That's
Well,
it.
then you film.
Double jack off and log into your OnlyFans account.
Yeah,
get
and
people
you
just
film
like
yourself.
smashing money down
while
of you
being
just
filmed.
jacking while being filmed. That's it. Yeah, double
Hashtag
film.
police, hashtag.
Hashtag sex with everybody.
And then imagine the OnlyFans thing, hey? You get like, they're totally. Ridiculous. I don't know.
Triple value.
What else could you do?
Spread sausage.
Yeah, is there anything how there's sort of the jump to is like to be offensive in some way? Like, could you do something else like that was really like
Wholesome.
Yeah, no, that would be.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Well, the other thing is that like from the invasion of privacy element.
Oh, these days, yeah.
Maybe just like no, but there's still bodily functions. It's like what are we recording here? I guess it's like.
You're recording innocent misdemeanor in the dark, or the.
Well, could you be fine? Like, if you're not allowed to like, you can't go down the street and pull your dick out. But if you're in your own backyard or your own deck, where
and you just
no one should be able to see you.
No, you got plopped out and you just
And then there's like
doing your thing.
a drone there, invading your privacy.
Filming your
Is there
sausage,
any, why not
party,
play? Yeah, surely you're not in the wrong. And that's why I think it'd be fun to do it. With
Maybe
police.
that's why they're sending them in, because they want you to.
They want that.
That's their ultimate goal. Is like to get you going. Like, you know, we
So
are
basically, you're
watching
saying
you.
the police, the closet, sort of
Big brother porno.
gay.
You know, big brother porno.
Not even gay, like
No,
porno.
it's not gay. No, it's big brother porno.
They're criminals. That's the whole thing about the law. Right. The thing about being on the right side of the law.
Oh yeah, the right side. Better be in the right than the left.
Well, as a criminal, it's just the two choices. You're going to be on which side of the law you're going to be on. And the criminals on the right side of the law are police and people like that. The ones who want to like harm people, but they want to be paid and get legal for it. And the other ones, it's just like anything. You can have any other kind of. You can think of other industries. Like some people like make clothes, and some people like they want to make counterfeit clothes. You know?
Yeah, true. Yeah, knockoffs. That's right. Some people want to be,
Both are in
the
the
real
clothes.
thing. You know, and others just want to, do their own version of it.
And that's police, man. They like bashing people, and so then you got to like choose. You can get paid $100,000 a year to bash people as a cop, or go and be a criminal and bash people. Yeah. Your choice.
Well, it's more like it seems like more work. The other being a criminal.
I know, right?
Way more work, man.
Too much work.
Why would you just come across to the dark side?
Well, yeah. And as a police officer,
Natural progression.
you're going to hurt people every day.
Yeah.
You get paid for it.
As long as you got your network, network set up, and you just happy as mate.
No, anyone you come in contact with, just that little bit of that you've got the ability to be horrid to, just a bit of shit to them. Sort of pretend to help, not help, whatever.
Well, you've got to be in the right mindset. Like they are lower than you. They ain't the
little people.
Little people. Yeah.
As a little person, it's interesting. As a little person, you could have 10 of you standing around going, "He didn't do it."
Makes no difference.
No, but if you have like 2 police officers, and one of them
That's
says
like
the other one
20.
didn't do it,
That's like double the. You've already been outnumbered by 2 because it's doubled. So if there's 10 of you and there's 2 of them, then there's 20 of them. That's the way it works. Isn't it?
Yeah.
When it comes to whose word means more, it's what's best to travel in groups because 1 equals 10 in that formula.
so you can defend yourself against their lies.
Unruly, subject A.
Yeah. The last thing we need is those people feeling like they've got more rights to do shit, more crime.
Over enthusiastic. Everybody's got to learn a boundary.
Yeah. I wonder how many police officers get erections, like male or female, when they harm other people. When they harm people.
I'll put the beat down.
Yeah. Do they have better sex that night? Do you think? I
Oh,
they
you
would.
think so?
You think
Like
so?
you'd be like warrior queen, you know?
Yeah.
Warrior king.
That's it.
Come home, want to go hard.
Oh, yeah. I took down a perp.
No is not an option.
Like, I think that while on duty, at least while on duty, what you do in your own time is your own time.
Of course.
But on duty, police officers should be required to wear like a sort of, not a chastity belt, but a device that like determines whether they're getting aroused from their activities.
Erection punisher.
Yeah, basically. So that police officer's like starts yelling at someone on the street.
Getting zapped
on the groin. Bang!
No.
That's it. None of that. Because you want like a sort of, the best police officer is a
Extra
neutral.
permanent record.
Oh, yeah.
Like too many erections and look, I'm sorry.
And they should have to wear.
It's either a desk job or a
there's a
job.
meter
Yeah.
on them, colour. So you can see how much they get off and hurting other people. Know who you're dealing with.
Some good feedback, mate.
Yeah, like if you like one of those hyper-coloured t-shirts. Yeah,
When it goes red,
Yeah.
hey, warning.
That's it. The more that they get off on harming people.
The
So
more,
maybe the boys in blue. Actually, you want the boys in blue.
the more magenta it becomes.
Because if it's the boys in red that are coming for you, you got trouble. Okay?
you know, there's some serious comeuppance coming down the tube.
If the boys in red are after you. Yeah. But
It's like that colour, you know. You put on the colour and then you automatically get branded.
what do you do? And definitely like like an underwear check at the end of shift. So if there's been any like little bit of leakage or anything, a little bit of joy,
Oh, sharting.
spanks, they get fucking beaten.
Yeah.
Or pay doc to actually pay.
A little
doc.
bit come out, that's right.
Yeah, a little bit comes out. If you're on duty, it'd be like a measure. Yeah.
Wetness level.
Exactly.
Yeah, how much breathe was coming out.
And hopefully
yeah.
with the electrocutions and sort of like colour shaming, like in public colour shaming, police might sort of like tone the fuck down, you know what I mean? And start doing the job.
Chill pill.
Yeah.
Do the old chill pill.
They just need to have that genital electrocution, and I think that'd make and they don't have to have it. Like so you go to work, and why would you need to have your genitals like electrocuted?
I don't know.
It's your fault.
If there was a
It's
suspicion.
clearly your fault. Like it's not
If
like
there was a suspicion and that was required as an
I mean,
interface
all police
to,
would wear it, but most wouldn't
think?
experience it.
The lucky ones.
The like so they learn. They'll try and do their best, especially the young ones, the starting out ones. They find it very easy.
I
And
like
like, what's this all
training bras.
about? Why would anyone find that?
It's actually like a training bra. You know, you got to wear it. It's like compulsory.
Compulsory. Yeah.
Can't have it. You know,
No.
any juiciness going on while I'm on duty. You know,
Because they know
this
the first time
is
you
business
get to beat
alone.
the shit out of
It's
someone.
not pleasure. There's no pleasure here, right? Remember, we're doing business.
And I think the other thing that police should have, like how like if you go hunting, like wild boar or shit, and you got like some hunting dogs with you.
Yeah.
And as you're there, you shoot, and like then maybe the dog goes and chases the boar down.
Get your beast. That's it. Put the
And
beast down.
in the joy of the hunt and stuff, the dog starts fucking the prey.
Whatever, let them do it. Yeah. You always watch the mate.
Start moving. Yeah. I think the same
watch
with
the
police
mate.
as well. I reckon I don't know.
Oh, like victory humping.
Well, no, I think that actually that in they should be monitored to make sure that like sexually and stuff like that they don't harm their partners.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. No, basically that they because you can just see that they come home after all that and then they come home and then start domestic violence.
All
man.
excited, put the beat down.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Get what they want. Yeah. They were frustrated. They wanted the perk.
They
Like
do.
to, put up with you. Yeah.
It lends itself to the sorts of people who would be attracted to being a domestic violence and abuser. And so I think that's the other thing that as a police officer you should be monitored.
Monitor for patterns.
Yeah, in your house.
Stay ahead of it.
So that people like your wife or whatever are safe.
These people are important, man.
They are.
Don't need another generation of abusers.
No, we don't.
No, that's goal number one, I reckon.
Yeah.
Something we can truly do without.
Yeah. I mean, they get paid well, so it's okay.
Look,
Public
it
service.
is a career, okay?
Yeah.
Don't get anything wrong about what we're saying. It is a career.
Yeah.
Okay?
I mean, if you're a truck driver, right, and you're the fucking best truck driver, it doesn't matter. You're drug tested routinely, right? You have a little bit of a party on the weekend, a little bit of something,
Yeah.
something.
Bit of
You
nose
lose your
candy.
job,
That's
like
right.
bam, on the spot, fucking gone. Sorry,
See you later.
You can't work here. Suddenly, police officer, you know what I mean? Goes out, beats the shit out of someone, gets a little hard on, goes home, plays it out in his freaking missus, these little fucking jollies.
Didn't quite get the satisfaction of the arrest.
no.
Yeah. But he was the hunting dog that didn't get the hump.
That's right. And like if we would do that for like a truck driver who picks up your rubbish and the things that would affect their job in a negative way, like, they run over a little kid because they're high all the time.
That's it. Yeah.
With a police officer, the last thing you want with one of them is one who's like getting the jollies from being a violent, harming other people and fucking their lives up. So we need tests and protections.
Yeah.
Just the same way.
Feedback. Doesn't necessarily,
So,
doesn't
you're just on a
necessarily
drug
need
test
to
to get
be
a
directed
domestic
to the
violence
citizen.
test, weekly domestic violence test.
But at least to the internal, so they can,
if you're a
sort
girlfriend
it
or whatever,
out.
a partner of a
Sort it
police
out.
officer, you're submitted to like weekly just checks, like, are you okay? He's been treating you well? Yeah.
That's it.
No. Needs anything to tell us that you can't speak around him? You don't feel safe? Yeah. That really help.
Incompetence,
No, your confidence. That's it.
Nothing ashamed of being honest. That's right.
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, literally, we give these fuckers guns and tasers. I'm all right to literally kill people for their personal pleasure. I mean, yeah.
You'd want to be careful. Like,
You do.
You want to learn how to interact without getting exited. Minecrafted.
Unlived. Unhomed.
Unhomed, unlived, unbodied. You're a ghost. Disembodied spirit. Hello.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
That's it. The world of the dissociates. I'd like to introduce my
World of the
dissociates.
dissociated spirits, that's right.
I'd like to introduce my dissociates. We hang out often and just get drunk and ignore each other.
That's right. That's the best way. No one gets hurt. No feelings.
We just all like it. Talk to
We all
ourselves.
just sit and moan in the corners together.
Wow, I've had a really hungry. I've had very little food this week. I had to cancel all my gym bookings. So I'm gonna have to go in on Monday and actually see if I can. Well, I'm happy to pay the cancellations, but I need to get a few other things. How's this? It's quite a sideline. Sorry, but
Okay. Sometimes you got to throw it out to the wings. Right. Yeah.
I went to pay my fines at the gym because I had cancelled all my sessions, which I'm fine to do. But I fucked up and I transferred the money to the wrong bank account. And so when I pressed the button for them to auto take it out, I didn't have any money. I didn't have enough money in there. And then because I'd done that, they dishonoured me and charged me $11, which of course didn't cost me anything. So I'm going to go in on Monday and just be like, so this $11, come on. Like I literally was just trying to pay it and I just fucking made a mistake. Like, they'll reverse it. It's fine. Like, they're not mean people, but
No,
it's just
they
like,
understand
wow.
if you talk to them. That's right.
Anyway, so I need to fix it up. But yeah, I had to make a decision. I realised I just didn't have enough food to be able to go to the gym.
Yeah, the old food versus exercise.
Yeah, man. Well, and food versus many things. I just had to chill out this week and make decisions around what.
Food versus transport, food versus entertainment.
Work.
Yeah, true.
So I reserved
food versus demands of fatherhood or, motherhood.
So I just kept my food to just sort of try and make sure I could work and be sort of okay about that.
Functional, that's it.
And then just drank and used special skills in from like when I was like in even in 1990, man, like and I just made myself one or two hot chocolates and you just ride on the energy of the hot chocolate. No sugar or anything in it, of course, just like proper just fucking hardcore. But it's low cost. You've already bought it, like I bought it in the past, so yeah, it can just like keep you going for like a couple of days, just like surviving just on hot chocolate and with water.
Sustained on
just fake energy, just energy.
Ovaltine, that's it.
No, but they got sugars and things. When you have cacao, there's no sugar, no nothing. There's no. It's a different experience. Literally, like just having caffeine injections, man.
Affect me the same way. I mean, it gives me a little bit of extra fats, but yeah.
No, well, the difference would be to have like black coffees or just coffees.
Just black.
Like I don't have coffees. I'm just basically having chocolates. Yeah, less than Ovaltine. It's not like an Ovaltine or like even a Nestle hot chocolate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That Nestle hot chocolate's all full of like
Ovaltine,
wheat and rice powder and bloody sugars and.
Give it. Come on. The more ingredients, the better. It sounds more professional, especially when it's got emulsifiers and pacifiers.
You've really put like a technical effort and you've shown your skills as a food scientist. When people cannot produce the names of the food you product, it's like,
that's it. They have difficulty
this person's
expressing
really
it.
skillful.
He is smart as hell because he's made it like
obviously knows what he's doing.
Chlorohydro,
I can't even say the words.
Dioxane.
I'm going to leave it to
like he's
smarter
got the
people
whole
than me.
thing in there, ready to go.
Fuck yeah.
And if we don't have 301 and 302, then we're not playing, right? Additive 301, 302, like the one where it's just a number.
I mean, I don't mind a bit of, like, I sometimes I weigh up having a bit of 361 and 35, that kind of like the food enhancement, the flavour enhancers. They do make it, they don't make
it. Gives you that thing. It gives you the thing. I don't know what it is, man.
Doesn't feel good.
They put that number on there and all of a sudden the thing tastes way better.
Well, it's only if you can, like, the number,
And you got to be careful with those numbers, so.
Well,
those numbers can lead you astray. You might think it's a 31, 301.
I carry a book of numbers just to make sure in case I'm not
certain about 3001 and 3002, and you're like, whoa.
Little clusters of numbers.
All coming together to, give you food pain.
It'd be interesting if, like, you can sort of see it in the near future where...
Because RFK was on about that, like the whole, them numbers give you the tardedness. Make you regarded. That's a new way of saying it. I'm extra regarded.
Extra regarded.
Super regarded, mate. That's the way I play it.
Super regarded.
Coming to a store near you.
What do you mean? Who is?
RFK. RFK was doing the...
he was into it.
He's been, having a good hard look at the food people that make food, in the junk food industry.
Really? Yeah, what's he been doing? I haven't...
And causing the autis. Causing the autis. People having the autis, mate.
Because of what they eat.
All these foods, man. All this shit they put in. Yeah. Why do you need it? Why do you need that shit in there? That's a question.
Well...
I mean, how many chemicals is enough? Whether it just be the food with some sort of preservative, right? 2, 3 ingredients. But why does it need all the other shit? No, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like,
I know, like say,
if it's simple, why the fuck does it need...
The best thing for me.
If it's potato chips, it should be potato chips and the motherfucking flavour. There shouldn't be any other shit in there. What the hell is the rest of it in there for? Other than a little bit of salt and pepper and other spices, which you'd list, right?
It depends on the type of chip. Like, what do you think a plain chip should have? Potato? I mean, I guess
potato,
it's oil.
and if it's unsalted, it's got no fucking salt on it. If it's salted, it's got salt.
And that's it, right?
Yeah.
And generally but you might have anti-caking agents. You might have
Why? Why do you have that for, Si? What is that? Is it a fucking potato or is it a caked potato. All right, and then we're changing it from chip to cake potato fucking chip.
Cake potatoes. Well, I mean, it is a bit. I mean, yeah.
It's misleading. It's misleading, mate.
You might have
That's
like
what it is to me.
some. You generally
I like to
in those,
slice
though,
off the
I've
bullshit,
only ever
mate.
seen
If
like
I'm looking
maybe
for
that.
gold, I slice off the bullshit. And if you're putting that in there, it ain't no potato no more. It's fucking
But if you
processed
go
potato.
salt
It
and
might as well
vinegar.
be, what is it, the whip? What's that potato shit where it's powdered? The whip, you know what I mean?
Not like
potato whip?
Yeah, what is that?
Whatever the fuck it is. You know, the Americans do potato whip shit. Yeah.
I was going to say dine, but that's a cat food.
Oh, it's cat food here down under. That's right.
It's not dine, but it's like that.
No,
Is
no.
it Devon? No, it's not Devon. It's not dine.
Dimple. No,
Dimple,
that's
what is
something
it?
you drink. Yeah, that's hang on.
Not
Getting confused.
Not dairy whip. That's
But you know what I'm saying, like the dairy whip.
No,
Yeah,
it's not dairy whip.
No, not that one.
No, it's nearly.
Yeah, nearly there. Yeah. Potato whip. That shit.
Potato whip.
Yeah.
No, but
everyone knows. Come on, Americans know what the fuck potato whip is,
but it's a
right?
particular.
And we used to have it here too. We used to have the powdered potato.
I'm sure.
It's like the powdered fucking milk and all the other powdered shit that we know. But yeah,
everything's.
We've been doing the powders for some time, man. It's not new.
Everyone's into powdered milk.
Pretty much. Get them powders into you, mate.
It's that residue.
You ain't gonna live long enough if you don't get them powders into you.
Oh, powders.
It's a bug, so you will like. So yeah, Klaus retires, Pope dies, Kanye goes a bit nuts on the internet. Yeah, people do crazy shit when they want to see their kids side. You know, price of success. It can hurt.
The price of success can hurt.
How's it told? Like you got to pay the ferryman.
What?
No, I'm just saying the price of success. You know, to get past gatekeepers and you know.
Oh, all the bribes you've got to get to be what it costs to be successful.
Whether it be something with money or something with your mouth, you know, those bribes. Yeah, it's pretty harsh, man. Harsh world. Like you just want to be a carpenter. You don't want to be an electrician, man. It's just too tough. I mean, sorry, you wouldn't want to be a politician. It's too tough. You want to be a carpenter or electrician. You know, have something simple.
I prefer to be a carpenter or electrician.
You don't have to blow someone to get your job done. You know.
No, I wouldn't want to be a plumber.
Blowing is not a requirement. You know, you hit the nails in the head and you put the thing up, and then you know you get paid. Yeah. Your skills are what you get paid for, as you know, in your professional capacity, and it doesn't require the extra components to be successful. Yeah, the extra stuff.
Went to the other place. Had to do the hard thing and the other stuff.
Yeah. Oh, hell no. Like put down the stone Sisyphus and pick up the pebble. You know, it's far easier life than having to carry that stone around. Because eventually, you know, you're going to end up like all the rest of the stones. Like someone's going to drop you. And then when you get dropped, it's a hard fall. You land hard. And there's lots of regret and, oh, why did I do this? Because, you know, I wanted the thing and so I had to do the thing to get the thing. And, you know, but now I'm so conflicted because now I didn't want to do the thing. But now, blah, 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 get in your little loop and lose your cool and fall off the rocker and,
falling off the rocker.
Falling off the rocker, mate, you know.
I heard of it. This week, someone told me about this concept called old man's friend.
Old man's friend.
Yeah.
Source of wisdom.
The old man's friend is pneumonia.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's got a lot to do with the whole exit quickly in between that certain gap. Like, best be on it. Best be on it. As he says, coughing, you know. It's funny how when you mention it, like it gives you that, you can envision it. Like you get the little, oh, no.
No.
Yeah, no. Yeah, nah, mate.
Switchy switch. All right.
Mike Nolan for Prime Minister. Aussiest cunt ever, mate. Yeah.
Oh.
He would wear the big boot with pride. He'd be kicking ass with that big boot.
I think, you know what, I think, actually.
And the whole of Australia would be a lot happier.
I don't think Mick Nolan would want the job. I think Mick Nolan...
Therefore, he would be the best Prime Minister.
He'd be like,
No, it's with regret that I take this position.
It
you know what I mean?
Life. Like,
yeah. Because he'd be having a big boot everyone, wouldn't he? He'd be like Doge Plus.
Going
to Doge Plus, mate.
What are they doing anymore?
Big boot, just booting hard.
He's setting up, I mean, I suppose it'll do whatever it's got to do.
Lining up. Like, you don't just boot an ass, mate. You got to line the ass up. Like, there needs to be some lining going on.
Yep.
Because it's not fair to those being booted, right? You'd want to know you're going to be booted well, right?
Oh, okay, not like...
Yeah, not a half-assed booting, like where they only get one cheek, but get right up the middle, like Krakatoa.
You feel it in your, like, coccyx.
Like ricocheting up your spine, right? Hitting your coccyx, your tailbone, and then ricocheting all the way up to the base of your spine, you know, the top of your spine, the base of your neck. Just max ass kick, you know, well deserved. Happiness all around. It's me, Malario.
It's me, Malario. Minario.
It's me, Manario.
It's Manario. It's Manario. I
almost wore the hat, right? I like it.
But what hat?
Well, the Mario hat.
Okay, the Mario hat.
I thought, I could hit that copyright boundary. Like, there's already a red hat here. If I have two red hats, then it could be dangerous. Because, like, that's grouping, right? When two red hats, you know, are in the same place at the same time. Could be considered an insurrection. If there's more than two red hats in one place at one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What colour do their BLM people wear as a hat? Like, have they got a black hat? Because it seems like everyone's got a hat these days. So, like, the hat is, the fundamental of the whole equation. Getting your hat on,
Wow.
Sometimes it's for supportership. Yeah. Other times it's to identify who you're with, like your buddies.
Oh, different hats.
Yeah. It's almost like the old earring thing back in the day, like when you had an earring on this side or that side, and then, it meant something. It was like wearing the rings, like the people that wear the rings, like having the ring on this finger or that finger, and, the significance, whatever the cultural significance behind the jewellery being in a certain position. Or wearing the symbol, of course, to simplify it. Is that rain in your background there?
Lots.
Lots of rain.
Lots of rain. It's coming down hard.
Being, water lashed, given the gift, comes from the sky. Pretty amazing. Live in a place where it refreshes itself all the time. Creates a little bit of struggle and give it a little refresh. How you going, Saba?
Oh, okay. I'm
just hanging in there?
I'm a little bit, actually. I nearly passed out before the stream started. I laid down in the beginning of it. I had a little nap. Almost had a nap this afternoon. I think what's happened, like, for me, this week, I guess, like...
Been big.
Yeah, it has been a big week. Nothing stupid. Like, I haven't been up to, like, stupid o'clock or anything. Like, last night, actually, you know what? No, it's my own fault. Like, last night, I think I did push through to, like...
Push boundaries.
I pushed a little fine.
Yeah.
Well, I think
I stayed up till after midnight myself.
Did you?
Like, I was just,
Sorry, man, I was phased.
No. We had the chat, and then I just watched a few, things on the old crunchy, and then hit the bed, did a bit more crunchy, and next thing you knew, it was like 12:30, and I was like, okay, fair enough, bedtime.
Yeah, I rebuilt my scripts, basically, and got
got involved.
Yeah, got it. Well,
Put down the mileage.
Yes.
Put down the mileage.
Your mileage may vary.
Depending on reference point.
Yeah, what is the reference point? You're lucky I didn't sort of eat anything silly or anything. It would have got way worse than that. But it's funny.
Yeah.
What else this week, man? Like, let me think of some others. It was
the deliveries from others.
It's been
because when you don't watch news, you hear from other people what they're fully like. This thing gives me pain.
Okay, one of the things I've noticed this week, well, it's not just this, but like
sometimes.
No, usually there's all, like, for any kind of situation, there's memes.
Yeah, of course.
People like talking about it. Oh, those things are bad and those things are good, and So this whole situation that's going on at the moment in the American scenario. Like, there's lots of memes.
Tariff-wise, or just
the whole lot, everything. But usually, like, say ray gun. Let's say ray gun. So all of the videos about ray gun are kind of taking the piss over.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's usual. What I find really interesting,
of course,
about the American thing.
No one likes a tall poppy.
Is how many of the memes are actually just, like, not mean, just saying things like the facts. It's not like, oh, you're really stupid or anything like that. It's like, I mean, yeah, look at you failing. It's like, oh no, you gave away all your things. This is on you. People have been telling you 50 years. Whatever the meme is. But all of them are just like schooling, like
Keck's lessons.
Like the memes are all schooling. Like, it's like, and the other part of it is
just finger pointing stupid.
The American ones that are actually pointing at them, they're going, not all of them, but some of them.
Yeah.
But if I had to give a sort of a term, in my opinion, and what I'm seeing, it's like a waking up.
Yeah, calling them bullshit.
They're calling them bullshit.
Yeah.
On themselves. Not everyone. Like, a lot of them are like, want to blame Trump, or want to blame this, or blame Biden, or blame the daddies,
That's the hardest part of accepting you're the issue. Yeah, there you go.
It is. But it is a lot of them accepting that they're the issue. There's maybe my own echo chamber, thankfully, is a little bit that.
Smelling your own farts. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Well, but just, I think it's just, and it feels a bit like where they're going to have to suffer a lot more before they step up,
learn the lesson,
the steppings. But and with this as well, there's something I've been considering is I think that as a sort of a global society, or a Western society perhaps, that we've really had a conceit that's sort of like, oh, but we had the French Revolution and that got rid of the bad people, and we've had revolutions and we're enlightened, and it's like, no, this isn't like the enlightened times. It was just because there was a that wasn't the revolution. Like, that's just a revolution. Like
one of the stepping stones. Exactly.
The people have to. At what point do the people, like, as opposed to just putting little stupid memes up, do they actually, like, go and party something up? And I think part of that, well, it doesn't have to be violent or anything, but this awakening is this kind of like, if you're American at the moment, you're just being smashed by memes saying, you did this to yourself, stop blaming us, fuck off. And
that's a pretty savage reality.
It's a pretty savage reality.
You take away things that you can do and give it to someone else. They do it better. They don't only just do it better. They turn the military version on that shit, right? And then you complain, oh, they stole our ideas, and they just go, what? We gave it to you cheaper. We decided to build it 1,000 times better for ourselves. Shut up. And the fact that they just automatically deployed their crypto, bam, there you go. Ultimate carb.
Well,
fuck you people that they can't talk about. Yeah,
it works for the region. Wow.
Oh, dearie me, bam.
I wonder if we're region 0, 1 or 2.
Lock it in.
I'm on the verge of. I mean, it'd be interesting to like if it locks into like being into a 1984 mode with the three. I mean, the 3 blocks are going to happen anyway. Because of environment and health and all the things. But then
necessary things to keep stability. That's right.
I think that if, like, say, for example, America, as a people, and it could be other people too, but if people want to like stand up and say, no way, sorry, get fucked, we're not going to have 85 people who have all the wealth and have all the things, and everyone else is just fucking the face. Then the time for American people,
this distribution model doesn't work for me yet.
Yeah, the distribution doesn't work. But then Americans have got a very closing window of opportunity. It'll still be a very painful one now. Like they'll be shooting, they'll kill them. They'll kill their own people to stay the 85. But if the American people like have not revolted in like by next year, another 2-3 years, they won't be able to.
Yeah.
Because they'll be facing like mechanized. It'll be too hard. Like at the moment,
Mechanized defense systems. Yeah.
at the moment, some of the police or some of the military would be on both sides. They'd be like, no, this is stupid. I'm going to join them. But the robots won't. The mechanized systems won't. And once those things are in place, the boot will be very firmly on their faces forever.
Stomping.
And they are stomping.
Stomp-a-vision.
Well, so we were talking about last week a bit how the deportation thing is like
Show a horse.
No, it sucks up all of the energy of like immigration and human rights people focusing on that. Right?
The lawyers at work and the trying to block and
Meanwhile,
getcha.
It's like, oh, you know, you're deporting, and even like saying the person that I've heard like these things break through. It's so crazy at the moment. There was some kind of nice hairdresser dude who got sent to El Salvador and will be dead by now. But I'd almost say he was intentionally sent. I'm not saying this is good. I'm just saying what it is.
To create the news.
Yeah, to create the fear. Could be anyone. They're coming to get you.
That's right. Don't you dare say anything against us, or else go home. Go home and get the penalty of desertion.
All the businesses in America, with all their undocumented workers and everything else, they underpay. Well, now it's like, yeah, you're going to get deported, and now they'll let the feds will come in, do little sweeps.
Yeah, boop, boop.
You know, Hueso will get taken away. Everyone else will be like, and they'll be like, now I'll make sure that those guys don't come back. Just don't cause me any trouble. No, sir, we won't cause trouble. No. People are like wondering how America is going to like do it with like how they're going to bring jobs back to America.
Back
you know,
to
they've got a
slavery.
slave. They're preparing their cheap labor. They've got the cheap labor force. It's all the undocumented workers. They pay fuck all. They pay similar to the Chinese labor. Now, while the companies don't get punished for that, I've been thinking it's like America needs to like make being an undocumented worker not just the risk of where you could get deported, but the flip of it where it's an opportunity.
Work hard.
Yeah.
Get the extra breakfast.
Pay your dues.
Get the extra egg and juice at breakfast.
Hey, Dad, I'm going to bed.
Imagine like a situation where while simultaneously, so basically what's happened is all these human rights people and everything, they're all focused on the shaky chain. While in the back end, they're just fully doubling down on like undocumented super fucking poor laborers. And they've got a secret like labor class.
I got the Gestapo. Ready to stomp them and kick
It's
them
got the
out.
Gestapo to make sure your labor force doesn't step out of line.
No peppers?
You can earn your $2 an hour.
Peppers.
It's a really good little setup they've got going in America. Actually, I'm not surprised. Like people, the whole thing about the like let's say whoever was in power at the time, letting a bunch of them across the border,
Just filling up their stock, right? Going, come over for the golden showers
people make out that was about stacking votes or being helpful or whatever.
No.
It was about cheap labor,
getting the stock.
And now you got to filter out the bad guys. It's like,
Import those assets, mate. All right, because they're not
Import the
people;
assets.
they're assets. That's
and
right.
then terrify them with the few.
Like electrified floors for rats, right?
It's almost like one plan.
Step out of line. Get the
followed with the
electrified
next
floor.
plan. It's almost like there was like a 4-year plan to bring heaps of people in and be all undocumented,
the new
intentionally
era,
undocumented and everything,
mate.
and really
New
like
era.
continuous hook, to then lead to this. Like it's like one required the other, doesn't it? Like you can't threaten an undocumented population if there ain't many of them.
No. Best to offer the gifts.
And there's millions. There's
The
like a
old
million
carrot
or
and
so.
stick,
Didn't
mate. Carrot and stick.
Didn't you
What's the
say
carrot
numbers
and
like it was a million a
stick?
day, like 2 million over the year, like
Carrot and stick. Let
100,000
them
a
in,
day?
give them the credit cards with one administration. Then
Piling
you
into
just
New York
put
and
the
stuff on
stick
buses.
down, mate. You want to stay here? You want
And
to
then
stay
the stick.
here?
Carrot.
You don't want the stick, do you? But if you want the carrot again, you work hard. You be a good little worker.
Like, and that sounds really kind
Make
of.
sure
I've
you
not
give us
thought
a couple
about
of generations of
But
your kids
seriously,
being a
they-
good little worker too.
that. One day,
One day you'll get the carrot again.
one of your children, will have had sex with somebody who was an American, and that American will have a child, and your genetics will end
and
up
then
as American.
Instantly, you're a citizen again.
Well, your grandchild. at least.
Gift. Child's a citizen. Yeah, you get
how's
the gift
You
citizen
could,
creator.
you could put your seed
Citizen
into
creator
our stock,
pass.
and
That's right.
that seed could become an American.
It's a brave new world, mate.
It is a brand new one.
Playing out nicely. Everyone's happy, They're ready for their new, was it the second industrial revolution? American second industrial revolution. Bring it home to Papa. That's it.
Then bring it home to Papa.
I wonder if they've got like the whole theme music playing in those factories, like get some sort of corporate theme going on. Do real well and you won't end up deported.
radio special for songs.
Yeah.
Working on American.
Demoralizing yet also stimulating.
Yeah, totally. Like it just really lets you know
demoralizing stimulations.
what your value is.
You are the worm. You are the worm. You are less than the worm. The worm has more rights than you do in this country. All right, because it's an animal. You're not even classified.
You're not even an animal. You're undocumented.
You're not even classified as an animal. That's right.
Nice. That's the way.
Get your specifications right, so you know. This
It's
is all
important
legal
because
battle.
otherwise,
it's a total legal battle, mate. Yeah.
Because a person has
Battle
rights
for
in America.
legality, you know.
The word a person.
Undocumented, workers. The battle for legality is the ultimate word.
It's interesting how America has adopted like tactics from around the world. Like they've kind of therefore in a sense that's kind of like the caste system. You know how like
it is.
They've got the the unmentionables.
Introduction of it.
What do they
like
call
a gentle,
the
a gentle, unlubricated introduction to the whole way it works. Yeah.
Like in
a bit rude. It's a bit rude, but it's honest.
It's very much like that. Don't
Yeah.
you think that Indian untouchable, like the lowest caste?
Oh yeah.
But they pay them because they don't want to call them slaves because they've had the thing about slaves. So as long as they give them like $150 an hour.
Slaves don't get the coinage, right?
No, that's right.
They don't. Dobby don't get no free sock.
No.
You stop being a slave when you get the coinage, mate. Yeah.
And the average wage, the base wage in America is $5 an hour or whatever.
Yeah.
So if we're giving you $2,
you're very thankful. You're getting half of what Americans get. You're like an ingrate.
Yeah, you make it ahead.
You might make something of yourself.
It's a land of opportunity.
And this is what I mean. Stamps in the future.
Isn't being an undocumented slave worker in America the American dream? Like it is. If you think about it, like what's the American dream? It's this whole alleged thing where you can start at the bottom of the thing.
That's it.
And work your way, and you can also be one of the 85.
Get away with murder as long as your numbers are up, right?
And so I think that like the baseline of becoming an American should be an undocumented slave worker, like for your $1.50. That's how you get into America.
$1.50.
Like if you or I wanted to go become an American, all we need to do is just
True
go there
benchmark.
and you just say,
entry,
I'm here to be an undocumented worker.
It's like the trainee
and then you just get the
wage.
nod at
If
the
you want to be an
airport.
American,
No worries.
you got to go through the rigmarole.
That's it. You got your 2 years, sleeping under a thing, shit boss. That's it. And at the end of that,
maybe essay involved. You're undocumented. You can't talk to no one. We got your passports, mate.
That's right. How long do you reckon you got to work for as an undocumented
to get the break the chains and become the free one, the free man, the free woman? Yeah.
Like as part of that American dream, it would be a while.
It would. I think you'd need to pay your way out, wouldn't you?
That would, of course.
It's company credits until you pay your way out. That's right.
So it's your responsibility.
That's the true savings account of the undocumented, mate. Is when they've got enough money to go. Okay, all right. You've paid your debt to us that you owe us, right? You can keep working for us, and you can make money that we can give to you. When you want to go out and buy shit. You received it. You received the was it the level 2 traineeship mode of the almost American. So, you get a bit more freedom. You can choose what colour, bed lamp you have, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You get the pizza party on the Saturdays, when everybody else is, having to clean up the workstations and stuff.
You're in the pizza party.
You're in the pizza party group.
You've
that's right.
joined.
Yeah. You got the pizza party.
Now that's something.
Leveling up, they call that.
Yeah, because that's food you don't have to buy. That's what I've always done. Don't
it's company saying thank you. Right? Be grateful.
Well, I don't give a shit what the company thinks. That means I don't have to buy dinner tonight. I save money.
And
if you are a smart undocumented worker, what you would do is you would know on Fridays.
You're penny pinching like a mopo, right?
And that's your ticket. That's your ticket. That pizza
is what's paying you to get the hell out of there.
That's right. Because you can save the money from that night. Another 10, 15 years, and you're fucking free.
Your freedom.
Yeah, free.
To go and have that red lamp by the bedside.
That's right. To earn $5 an hour.
Minimum American wage. Yeah. The top of the scale.
Yes. Pay way out.
Don't.
You're there. You've made it. You've made it to have no health care and unable to pay your rent.
Yeah.
But
street worker.
But it's good. I mean, you got
doing your trade and selling your trade on the streets. From your little tent, your man-made humpy.
Yeah. And it really gives America it sort of gives it a much more sort of ethnic and cultural feel. The streets and the cities are all a bit.
There's a real mix going on.
There is. When you can walk down amongst the tents and the sort of
the
barbecues,
right? Those poor people
the
ain't
sex
all
workers.
whiteys, all right.
You don't need to go to Morocco or some place that used to be,
you
or
get
Mexico
that
City.
You get that smell and that effect
in Minnesota.
of the area in those places. That's right.
That's right.
And
that diversity, you can have the rat on a stick.
The authenticity of the area.
Thailand, it's all here. Everyone's come to America.
Yeah,
that's it.
Seeking the dream.
From there,
seeking it.
That's it. Seeking the dream of being
prepared to be undocumented to do it because the dream is that good.
The dream of having
the
no
illusion that was sold. The illusion that was sold
streets.
was so good that you were prepared to travel from anywhere else on the planet to there. Yeah. Conviction, another form of conviction sign, like to chase the dream. Sometimes, it might take a scalpel in your own doings to get to where you need to be.
Do you think
right?
another pathway into America could be that?
Yeah.
Where you actually contribute to society through being convicted?
Assisting with the
if you can't manage to be an undocumented worker, then you could You can
being
at
one of
least
those,
help. You can at least help other Americans by going to prison. Big industry.
letting their tax dollars go to a good purpose.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Knowing it's going to a good purpose. I think a lot of that knowledge itself would allow a lot of Americans to sleep well at night. Right? They wouldn't be restless because they'd know it was going to the right place.
They would. Yeah. I think that it's important to feel comfortable in your decisions like that. Yeah.
It's like me and my taxes. Like when I know that X amount goes to the military, I sleep way better.
Much. Yeah.
Yeah, much better. I'm not shy about that, And when it goes to the medical and the schools and all the other things,
well, they're the
I'm
things
pleased that it's distributed well.
Also, it comes down to like if everyone was able to on their tax form, how you get that thing back and it shows you like what in theory
Where it went. That's it. The graph.
The alleged.
The graph of helpfulness. Yeah.
That if you were to be able to select which one, so maybe you just clicked on healthcare.
I like an electronic version where you could change the scale.
Yeah, you're like no, I don't want to give anything to
I've met a
defense.
lot of a lot of people who require warning labels, right? Let's put it that way. Let's be friendly about it. These people that require warning labels, I think we need to put the money that'll raise the bar on the education scale. And it pulls down equally across all the others, I mean, you can adjust those a bit, just to get the tweaking right. But you can't just grab one and go, oh, that doesn't get anything. You got to give them at least something.
Yeah,
right?
you definitely.
Yeah. Don't just cut it off, mate. Just
scale
it depending on how necessary it is. All right, that'd be a good way of working it. So the old NAPLAN tests are a bit low. Like I said, just dial it up on the old education.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Increase that spending to help.
Wow.
More raining.
Oh, I know it's really coming down.
Just cracking. We had a few days of that side up here in Kings Lane. Yeah.
It's like my client today, yesterday even said to me, yesterday said to me, it's going to rain. Like apparently a bit of rain. They said like a fairly large number. I was like, that doesn't seem possible. And then here it is. Tomorrow's just going to be bucketing.
More rain.
There'll be like a Sydney flood,
because we had thunder and lightnings. Yeah, had all that.
You had thunder and lightning.
Yeah, much thunder and lightnings up in Kings Lane. Bris Vegas copped a good light show.
How's the recovery going after?
Still got a tree leaning against the house. Like, I know. Come on.
Still leading.
Yeah.
Have you bothered to call them again just to remind them?
I'm going to email them shortly. Just
email them.
You start calling those people, they get very nervous.
They do.
Best to do the thing that they like, which is the slow train, and that's to email them and then wait. Yeah. Anything more than that, and they start going.
You're being vexatious.
You're being a little bit harassy, and my fees are getting hurt, and stop. Else lawyers, going to get all programmatic about it.
Just from asking twice. Yeah, I know. Right.
Too much pressure.
Yeah, it is a lot of pressure.
Enough jobs that having to deal with. Yeah. So hasn't destroyed anything. Still sitting in the same position. Not changed. The position has not changed. But yes, we'll get to. There's a backlog.
But what about like
that's what I would be thinking if I was in that position.
And what about in businesses and stuff? If like some of you went to like actually just given up now and closed down, or if others like what's happened?
No, like a lot of them like had the coin to just go, oh look, what was damaged? We understand you guys can't replace it, so we've got insurance, and we'll just if you say that it's ours, we'll just go, oh, the X amount of TVs were destroyed and replace them. Use the old insurance part. That makes sense because we still provide the
so they're replacing your hardware.
They replace their display system, and we replace anything that doesn't work in the hardware side, which is truthfully ours. Because most of that shit's out of warranty already, and 10 million years old, and if you're not on the new stuff, then why the fuck are we even talking about?
Complain about a lot. It's like so this is like where they have to like put a new one in.
So old and so antiquated. It's like and then finally it's starting to get the roll out of the new stuff. But like I said, it's just not a Brian proof, man. I just feel like I've got to treat it with kid gloves. If I twist it too hard, I'm going to break something off it.
One thing I think would be
I've got to be gentle. I've got to learn to be gentle. I can't be just grabbing stuff and
smashing it,
doing overreach. Yeah,
you got to leave the things there for other people to. That gets old though. It's pretty boring.
Well, treat it like a soft touch. That's what I've got to do, mate. I can't be a hard touch no more. I've got to be a soft touch now. Learn to be a soft touch. Treat it like I have no muscle or anything. Treat it like I'm a wet fish slapping the touch screen.
Well, like flipper.
Yeah, flipper boy. Like engage flipper boy mode.
Hit the option key with the flipper while using the tail.
Flippy flop. That's it.
Get the option S. Option S.
Can I tap it with my flippy flipper? Oh, the progression to soft mode. Easily molded clay. That's what it is. No more rocks. They've been crunched down so much over the periods of time. They become the clay. That's the whole analogy of the gold head down all the way down to the. It's an analogy of society, really.
Oh, really?
Well, not golden hair, but more that model of the golden head, the silver shoulders, the bronze waist, and the iron legs, and then the clay feet. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like that is truly not some sort of. It's meant to be looked at as some sort of imagery of society and how it devolves over a period of time. You know, in any situation, like, you know, there's always going to be someone who wants to have the most money side, you know, and say, look at my numbers. You know?
Yeah. Or look at me, insinuate that I have numbers with all these things.
The things I've got all the things, but really I'm negative numbers. Yeah, you know, the guy on the street corner begging for change has more money in his pocket than I have. You know, because I owe money. Keeping up with the Joneses, where it costs you more than it actually, you know, you have to live.
I wonder about this.
I couldn't live that lifestyle. I mean, everything I've got, most of the things I have, like it's paid or it was a gift as a recycled.
This is apparently a total fail in the modern thing.
And I just don't do that. I don't do the keeping up. I buy what I need to be have function. So if I need to keep things cold, I have a fridge. If I need to keep more than one thing cold, I have a freezer. You know, if I need to go on the internet and do a chat show with, you know, one of my friends that I've known for fucking years, then I've got a computer with several monitors. You know, if I need to print shit out, I've got a printer. Like, everything I have has function. You know, if I need to sleep on something, I've got a bed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I need to sit on something, I've got a chair. You know, I don't buy it because it's pretty or, you know, it looks good. You know, it has function. That's most of my stuff. It's either had purpose or it's just like, what's the point of having it? You know, oh, I've got one of them. You know, I mean, what does that fulfill? You know, oh, Jimmy Joe next door's got one too. Oh, we're sort of connected because we've got the same plastic fucking shit, or the, you know, the thing that does the thing. Like, I mean, what is that? Sorry, that keep up mentality.
Oh, it's weird. It must be exhausting.
It is. It's all, as a spaceship. Like, I've never understood that. Like, to me, that was like the most, you know, confusing human aspect. It's this requirement to keep up. You know, and that's where a lot of the jewels and the whole diamond thing, you know, progressed the way it did. You know, diamonds are a girl's best friend. It's because the Queen had diamonds, and everyone, you know, all the next highest up got jealous, and they wanted diamonds too. And then all the way down to the commoners, you know, and you're arguing over fucking bits of rock. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so stupid. How a ring with a certain, you know, rock in it, it has that significance.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I guess it's like that scarcity. Or whatever.
What is that? Yeah,
just
something shiny. You know,
a lot of our scarcity is actually should be renamed.
You know,
haven't got to it yet.
Yeah,
like,
true.
Oh, you know, there's like a finite amount. There's very little of this thing. No, we just haven't got to it yet. There's like shit tons of everything.
Yes, it's all here and it's all available. It's just, you know, it's about accessibility.
It is. It's like, yeah, it's all on an asteroid or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's that,
Oh, it's just that deep underground that it's just an enormous amount of work to bring it up. Yeah,
it'll be easier to get an asteroid.
Better to build the factory down there and then just transport the processed metal out, you know?
If you wanted to do that kind of thing, then I think you'd just send down some kind of
automated factory machine, you know, spider factory machine. Like I said, just dropping pellets.
Yeah, pellets.
Little thing coming behind, collecting, and then putting them in the, you know, the bucket, and up the chute it goes. Yeah.
No, maybe you could dig down to that stuff with like a little sort of worm.
Oh yeah, the
logical. Essentially, would be big.
Harkonnen dirt processor. You know, pumping out the spice out the other end. Dunk, yummy yummies in its tummies.
What?
Oh, internet's been doing some weird up and downs tonight anyway. So
yeah, it's all good.
I should have mentioned it earlier, but we did pretty well.
Dropped no frames.
Getting some,
doing a 10K stream.
Getting some circly circles on the.
Oh,
me watching it on the.
Okay, so this is drop no frames.
Yeah, cool.
That's 12%.
Doing the thing. We're almost coming up to the 3 hour mark, so we've done well. You know, as per usual. Each Cheep. Season 8, episode 4, you know, live and direct from the shed out the back.
Yeah, the shed.
Promoted the shed out the back. No longer the attic dweller. A little bit of outside freedom, mate. You know, out of the house, mate. I think that's the important thing, you know, just out of the house. Getting a bit of outside.
Here we go. How's this? So OBS is running 120%.
Boom.
That's using more than one core.
Yeah.
Blender is also running about 120%.
So
and then my actual Python, the actual application we're running, is 80%. It's like, well, no, it moves around, but it's 80%.
Well, I found that with MediaPipe and the animes. Like, if I turn off the MediaPipe function and just go back to normal voice pickup, it drops like 50% processor. Because, like I said, the 280 is running the animes, so all the graphics and that, whatever for that, running the VRML model. And then as soon as you hit MediaPipe, it's got to run off something. So it's just taking the processor time, chunking. So yeah, I'll be happy when I finally put together the other machine. Special gift from the Raptor. Raptor dropping off little gifts.
That's
of much goodness. Of Windows 11 compatibility. Gonna have to look at my phone too, because like my little Note 9's getting a bit dated now. It might be
look, mate.
Battery's not lasting as much as, you know, it should. It's still
Apple
adequate,
will say that the 11 series phones don't get the latest anymore.
Denying. Yeah,
and I don't care about the latest OS necessarily on iPhone. Like, my phone's working just fine right now. But what'll happen is then the software will start breaking, and then
doing the slowdown shit. And
not just the slowdown shit, worse. I mean, the slowdown is unacceptable too. But the other thing is the
security programmed inconvenience.
Like, because our version, the the security issues, like we don't have like the banking app stops working.
Yes, because there's no trust. It drops the trust because they're not the new thing. Yeah, it's our application runs with the new thing. It has to trust with the new thing. Yeah.
I have to get a thing, otherwise I'm not going to be able to even use my...
The new thing's required now because you trust. You've lost trust, mate. You want to get that trust, you got to get the new thing. Part of the process. Keeps them coins rolling, Si.
Keep them coins rolling. I wonder if there's a way that there must be a way. There must be a way. Here we go. Let me just
put the pressure on.
Constraints. What is? I'm just going to ask a question.
Building and adjusting.
Well, I've been talking, just listening and talking at the moment, but I'm just going to go in here. Just quickly ask a question.
Tweaking question. That's it. Question of tweakings.
Yeah, is there a way in, say, Visual Code, MS, to measure how long sections of code take?
Malaria.
I'm just having a look here. Here we go. Well, I don't know. What? That sounds terrible. It all sounds terrible. Okay, this sounds bad. What? Install the debugger. Why do I want a Node.js debugger?
Putting the...
Install Microsoft Python extension. Yep. Open the file you want to profile. Profile current file. Okay. A profile, performance file. Benchmarking frameworks. Create micro benchmarks right in your terminal. Time it very small snippets. Benchmark JS. Why is it? What? It's strange to me that it's not a thing. I'll just have to tell it. Python, not JavaScript. I wouldn't have thought it was interpreter based. It's interesting that I suppose it has to be interpreter based. Of course, it makes sense. It's interpreter.
Special rotational controls on the screen, I think.
Oh, hang on. Oh no, I can't take that on my ear. Manual stopwatch timing. Wrap the exact section you want to budget. Use a perf counter, has sub-microsecond resolution, and isn't affected by system clock changes. Great for quick and dirty checks on individual functions and loops. The time it module. If you want more statistical confidence. Loop overhead.
Now I should be able to already. I was manual hand control.
Which would be in both ears. There you go.
Let's return that off because I had it.
Popping headphones through the evening. Oh, here we go. Built-in VS Code, Python profile, like or C profile. Install Microsoft Python extension if you haven't. Open the file you want to. Total time. And then it will run C profile under the hood. And it will then present you with the breakdown of total time per function, number of calls, time per call, on hotspots. This is what we want. Start finding the things. Get the execution loop down. Line by line timing. Okay. Line profiler. Wow, it's a whole other thing. Oof. So what's all this about? So you got to... Okay, good. So built-in VS Code, Python profile, C profile. There must be an extension. So look. Python C profile. Wrapper for built-in Python module. C profile for profiling Python code. Measure time of execution for all functions and methods. Install. Okay, so how do you commands, settings, it's all good. Runtime, activated. This is just standard, it's automatic, I think.
Aggravated.
No, I think it's automatic. I don't really know.
Happens without assistance.
Perhaps. It must. No, here we go. I didn't think it had much settings. So it wraps it. Testing. No tests have been found. Configure a test framework. Unit test. It has two helpful commands. Python C profile code. Runs shell command for executing C profile Python module or current file and generates profile output that can be passed later. Automatically after that, it should be fine. Yeah. So you're going to type in the terminal. Type in C profile. There we go. I wonder where you type it. Yeah, that's where I thought you type it. No. Now you turn this thing on. Runs shell command. Python-C profile. That makes sense. Runs automatically after opening new file. Runs shell command for current file. I'm going to just rerun VS Code. See, it takes it a little seriously. Where's this thing? C profile. Yeah. And
piece together, one stitch at a time.
Profile. What's it called?
Yeah, I've been snacking a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I've had food. Yeah, I ran out of everything this week, really harshly.
Push the limits.
I did. I had to eat like a minimal. Ports, output, ports, problems, new terminal. Seems more challenging than yeah, that's done. Yeah, and what of it?
If you like a bit of the old Wheatus, Wheat Bixus, the fiber bricks. Everybody loves the fiber bricks, man. They're good for you.
It was nice. I quite enjoyed eating them, like when they were like at night, and I'd butter them and put jam on them or whatever. Like you can do things with the old. There's something that don't go like peanut butter and on Wheat Bix is terrible. Yeah, it's just too hard to eat. It's just like gum up material. Yeah. So you want lightweight things.
Friendly stuff. Oh yeah.
It's the VS Code extension. Oh, wow. I don't know. I'll have to figure out how to run
the puzzle.
Well, yeah. I'm not,
continue on the puzzle.
Yeah, I think the timer will be for like I haven't had 1.5 drinks and I'm trying to figure it out. More statistical confidence. Oh, in Bash. Oh, that's what I thought. Oh, I see. Here we go. Then in Python, no, it's pstats.
Forgot to run the star pat.
Okay. So inside my Python script, it looks like in the main function. Up here I do it import p-stats. And then there I take that value there. And that's going to needs to go into the loop somewhere. Probably on timer. I mean, where would you run?
Snappy top.
Snappy.
Get the snappy top on.
Yes, print stats. Top 20 slowest functions. That sounds great. Well, where does it go? Where do you write that? Under the hood.
Redeemable value.
Importing. I guess you just put that in the main loop. I don't know. Main loop. And then in here I run Python-A. To Blender.
Oh, it's better honey.
Oh, you like that? That was always good, yeah. I used to, like when I could do it, I used to also enjoy if I had a bit of thickened cream or a bit of cream, I put a bit
so widen that toast, honey and thickened cream. Just makes you want to throw the bugs in there, you know. Do you like us? Just for the crunch value?
Just make sure I just throw the unknown value. For sure, unknown value. File out. You know, can I just write it? I have to make it myself. Oh, okay.
Self-crafting. Doing magic with the word sign.
I should just.
I was watching a podcast this afternoon about the whole, if you had an opportunity to take away a technology, what would it be? Yeah.
Go. This is it. This is the closing statement.
And I said straight away toasters, because, you know, toasted bread is the bane of all society.
Wow, what did that do?
Not
did you
much.
get a response?
They got the joke. Yeah, because it was a reference to the, you know, evil toast. Yeah.
Okay.
And but one person said language, and I'm like, yeah. Just get back to expressions and like grunting. Get rid of language altogether.
Agree.
Turn into the most friendliest society in all of society's manifestations.
All you can do is grunt at each other.
And use facial expression as your communications device.
That'd be pretty fun.
Imagine how good you could work your eyebrows when you were talking, right? With your expressions.
Silent culture that just talks through eye expressions.
Blinking and, you know, the moving the ears up and down and wiggling the nose and, you know, lips doing like the fish noises, occasional grunting going on, you know, to acknowledgement. Simpler times, mate.
Much simpler times.
So technology is not always not necessarily a good thing. Need to think it out. You know? It doesn't seem to be working, or it causes adverse effects on society. Perhaps it's not a good thing. There you go.
But once you've let something out of the thing,
Pandora's box.
Even if you realise it's not a good thing, someone will keep wanting to do it.
Yeah, it's like the whole pen thing. You know, the meme where the guy that created the special pen
didn't realise it would stab
do the
people in the
drawing
eye.
with, and then people are just, you know, going and well, I mean, I guess enhancing its ability because it gives it other purpose, but not for what it was probably intended for. Right? Yeah, and that's where I was trying to go with that.
Not intended.
Outside.